Across the continent of Greater Banya, peoples of all walks of life share a common sense. The sense that something is approaching. What it is remains a secret to most, but they can feel it. Rumors of sickness spread in the south. A mountain flies in the west. An army of living flame marches through the desert sands, leaving a line of glass as their trodden path. Yes, these are the troubles set to welcome a god into this world. Behelit, the lidless eye, god of the searing light. She approaches and will not be deterred. However, a few know of her coming and prepare. A deadly and cunning thief, a champion of the mountain tribes, a cleric of chaos, a brilliant artificer, and a scarred soul whose past is catching up with him. Can these individuals save the rest? Can they kill a god? Can they save their friend? Can they each finally find a home? Let us together read the final chapters of these heroes. Hello! Hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully we're coming to you live. That's the goal, at least. Welcome to Goats and Dragons, the stream where Helpful Goat Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons, a game of shared storytelling where I like to give my friends a break. I'm Andrew Gilbert.
Nice.
Yeah, but tonight, I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. Ooh, that's loud.
Sorry.
That is not at all. But I'm not alone. With me, as always, is Galway playing the tiefling sorcerer Charity.
Hey, everybody. I forget. Do we do pronouns now? It's been a while. Sorry.
It's been a while, yeah.
Hey, everybody. My name's Galway. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I play Calor and Charity of the family, whose pronouns are also he, him, his.
Adam playing the halfling rogue Burbage Kemp.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adam. I go by the pronouns he, him, his, or they, them, theirs. Whatever feels good to you. I play Burbage Kemp, and he uses he, him, his pronouns.
Lovely.
Just wanted to laugh because when you said my name is Adam, I really expected you to say, and I'm here to say, like you really sounded like you were going into
My
a
name is
90s
Adam,
rap.
and I'm here to say I'm not just a him, I'm also a they. Okay.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And next up, Lena playing the Goliath Barbarian Stormbringer.
Hi. Yeah, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and Stormbringer's pronouns are also she, her, hers.
Please hold while I invite the bear.
Of course. The
Bear.
Now recording.
I'm already here, Galway.
Thank you.
Fair.
Heyo.
Next, we have Rachel playing the gnomish artificer Clem.
Hi, it's me. I'm Rachel, and I'm here to say that my pronouns are she, her, hers, and so are Clem's.
And Darcy playing the tiefling cleric Hakari.
Hello, I'm Darcy. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and Hikari's are she, her, hers. And I'm here to say, I like the family in a major way.
Aw. Lovely. And hey, welcome to our live recording of the podcast Goats and Dragons, our 1 to 20th level campaign spanning multiple years.
What was that word?
Multiple years.
I think it was meltable.
Multiple?
That's definitely what it sounded like.
Multiple years?
They have been meltable.
They have been multiple. But it's just one podcast among many. We now have 3 podcast feeds that we would love for you to listen to wherever you find your podcasts. So besides Goats and Dragons, there is Helpful Goat Presents, where we play shorter campaigns, one-shots, and also the beautiful interlocking campaign jammed by Galway in the world of Tyr, which is awesome. And we also have Dom and Dragons, the podcast where we play D&D with actor Dominic Monaghan for 25 episodes. And you can find those wherever you get your podcasts. Also, we are affiliate on Twitch, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can cheer and subscribe through the Prime Gaming thing. It's pretty easy to get that all set up. Email us if you have trouble getting it set up, and we will help you. And if you don't use it on us, it's free. So, use it on some other well-deserving streamer. We would love that. Galway, do you mind talking about what our donate command is in Twitch?
I just enjoyed Lena posting in chat of, does anyone know how to find her email? Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, !donate. We love to highlight causes, communities, etc. that are near and dear to our hearts. Right now, we are highlighting the Trevor Project, benefiting LGBTQ youth. And as always, I strongly encourage you to read up, use the links that we provide, which are usually to national organizations or international organizations. And then if you're interested, if you're motivated to help, if you have the time, the energy, the resources, look for a local charity that benefits the same population, that benefits the same causes, because those charities often have a much harder time fundraising, and their impacts are going to be much more direct. They're going to be much more direct aid as opposed to legislation, advocacy, etc. All of which are important, but that's another way you can make an impact. And as I did last session, I also encourage you, as much as we love encouraging people to take care of others, take care of yourselves, take a moment, take a breath. Here's hoping that 2022 is not worse. That's what I'm going to go with. That's where the hope barometer rests for me. But seriously, take a moment, take a breather. You're important, you matter. Caring for yourself is important as well.
100%. And to a certain extent, a part of that, what has really helped a lot of us here has been the continued ability to be with our friends and share with our friends and have fun and laugh and game with our friends. And we do that on our own Discord, Help a Goat Gaming Discord. And if you type !Discord in the chat, you too can join us. There's really no barriers between audience and gamers that are streaming right now. So you can always come and hang out and talk to Adam about whatever bullshit he's into nowadays. And you can
Please do.
Wow.
What the hell?
or share dirty
We were just
stories with
talking-
Rachel or something.
Please no.
No, please
fuck
do
off.
not spam Rachel with dirty stories.
Only if it's consensual.
Only if you
Yes,
join the Discord.
only if it's consensual.
We were just talking today while we were playing Fortnite with Debbie, and Andrew was there, and we were talking about how a lot of us have connections in real life. And that, not that this isn't real life, you know what I mean. And then how, like, Debbie wouldn't be with us if you guys didn't do Dumb and Dragons, because that's why she came and joined. And now we do everything with Debbie, and same for Chelsea and Joel and all these other people that we do things with because they pop by, and it's great.
It really is. We really do consider ourselves more of a community more than content creators. We just want to, create a space that's awesome and accepting and loving and has a pretty strict no asshole policy, but it's really fun. I don't know, that doesn't sound like it's selling it very much, but
Hey, a strict no asshole policy is like fun as fuck, okay?
Yeah, you can be a cool asshole like me, but just
Rachel,
not like
you're
the
not
mean
an
kind.
asshole. You're just Rachel.
Ask Debbie about that.
fair enough.
Debbie would say I'm a bag of beans, which I've been told is the worst insult you can give in the
That's
UK.
the worst British insult
Like
ever.
dry beans or are these like baked beans?
That's a good question. I'm guessing baked.
It's just a
More British.
satchel of
Just
dripping
say.
baked beans.
Good
Just
question.
a bag of dripping baked beans. Yeah.
Jesus.
Disgusting.
Maybe refried beans.
That's
not
also
very
pretty
British, Adam.
Eh,
I've heard the worst insult is a piece of wet lettuce.
Oh.
Going along with the food.
Pretty
from them.
gross.
Lettuce?
Wet lettuce is pretty disgusting.
Anyway, you can
So at
join.
least she didn't call you that.
Anyway, you can join us if you still want to at !Discord. And if you like what we do with streaming and podcasts and all of this, it does require some resources, and you can support us by subscribing or cheering through the Twitch, or typing !coffee KO-FI into the chat, and that'll get you a way to buy us a coffee, sort of donate directly to us. But if also you want a little, you want a little something like for your cheddar cheese that you give us, you can type !merch in the chat, and that will allow you to go to a page that's awesome, and it's all about us, and it has so many cool things, including sweatshirts, mugs, from not only our own designs, but also people in our community have been able to we've asked and hired people in our community to do some artwork for some of these items. It's just huge. Galway, is there anything in there right now that we'd like to highlight?
We still
Is there
have
anything in there right now?
Is there anything in there right now? God, Galway, are you
Is there anything
doing
left?
anything? Right now, our artist highlight series, which the proceeds go to the artist, not us, is still on Chelsea's wonderful maquette piece.
Solid.
Going to be rotating that out pretty soon here, so if you would like to get that, it's beautiful. It's on my wall right now. Now is the time to do that, and yeah, we'll have some updates coming up soon.
Brilliant. And speaking of Chelsea, does Chelsea have a poem that someone would like to read?
She does. Should I read it, or
I'm not even yes, she has a poem, not yes, I want to read it.
Whomever.
I'm good with that.
I will call on one of you if you don't volunteer.
I
Adam
read it.
is reading a
where
book
it's
right now.
posted.
I am going over my past
I'm sorry.
notes.
Jesus Christ! Why is everyone on the channel just coming for Adam?
I just looked like he was reading a fucking book, so I was just like,
It does look like that, doesn't it?
I'm just like, I'm out.
I'm checked out right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
A grand escape, leaving the Red family in captures fuming. Dangers and threats never cease, always overhead looming. Eyes cast to Clifmil, reunions, and next steps to reveal the icy shadow of a dear friend, bringing emotions to feel. Looking forward to the next stages of this adventure, awaiting these characters we hold so dear. Much love, Fates of Rin crew. Your faces I see and voices I hear. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Chelsea, you're the best. Just need a little heart there. That's awesome. Okay, I think that's all of our announcements. Anything else going on, everyone? Feeling pretty good?
Come listen to me read on Sunday. There you go. That's my announcement.
Join our Discord and listen to Rachel read. It's brilliant. Okay. In that case, let's dive into a quick recap for tonight's episode of Goats and Dragons. Being pursued through the ancient tower in the Gaholnian Bay, you freed prisoners, found a crown of some sort, and made your escape with the help of Brick into the sewers below Gaholnia. You seem to have given new life to the resistance movement in that city. You then also made your way above ground again, just in the area of the palace, out of which a gigantic old oak tree has thrust its leaves through the tile and stone of that structure. You found the nightmare clue that was waiting for you still, and through the use of Hikari's recall spell, have blinked back to Clifmil, where what awaits you is a tall ice spire, a twitching bush, and the familiar buildings growing longer shadows in the late afternoon sun. Now, the snow has melted from the last time you were here. The town is seemingly preoccupied with something, as you see few people on the streets. The weather is fair, warmer than you've ever felt it here. The trees have already grown their leaves, and they wave gently at your arrival. As you regain your senses, the last one to come to you is hearing. But Clem, you can't hear anything at all.
Excuse me?
You see your friends moving around, almost clank. You know that they should be clanking with their weapons and their armor, but there's no sound at all. It's difficult. It's an oppressive silence that starts to make your heart kind of race a little bit. There's a fear that's welling up inside you. You're just
You don't
so
know my life.
disoriented in this moment. What
Can I
would you
start
all
snapping
like to
next to my ears?
do? Yeah. Nothing. You don't hear anything.
I'm going to turn to Charity and I'm going to tug on his clothes.
I'll turn to you.
She's going to say, "Hey, can you hear me?"
There
I
is
ass-
no sound.
I
Charity.
assume I can't.
Right.
Okay.
The
But
rest
Charity
of the
can hear
family-
other things?
No,
Just
but I
not
can
the
s-
rest?
Yeah, the rest of the family is not necessarily disoriented by this.
And I can see your mouth moving. And do you look alarmed?
Yeah, not like scared, like, huh, but just very like, the fuck? Like, it's...
Charity will sort of like motion and move away from the ice spire. You're also going to see as he does this, he's going to reach into his bag, pull out a piece of jerky, and hork it at the bush that's lying at the base of the ice spire, and then just keep walking forward.
I'm going to
bush
ask, and you
twitches.
can't hear me, but I'm going to ask, am I supposed to get that?
I'm going to go until I hear the sounds of Clifmil around me.
Again, about 15, maybe 20 feet away from the ice spire. Once again, you hear the birds chirping. You hear some singing in the distance, probably from the tavern. The sounds of Clifmil come to you.
To me too?
If you come out about 15, 20 feet
I'm
from the
following
spire,
Charity.
yes, then
I've been talking the whole time, too. I've just been saying, maybe my eardrums burst. Do you think your eardrums could have burst? I've never done magic travel like that. Well, maybe they burst. Do you think that could happen?
I
Does
feel
that
like
kind
I
of
can't.
physical stuff happen when...
I can hear you again. It's an effect of the spell that Hikari cast. No sound emerges in the area immediately around the ice spire.
Oh, that's... I really want to look at that. Do we know why? Is that a thing?
I believe it was the hollow spell.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was
It's a god one.
Hello.
also the greenery is really lush in the area right around the ice
Do I
spire.
see anything cool and different that like strikes my fancy in terms of flora and or fauna that I could possibly want to put in my bag?
Oh, certainly the bush is really interesting. The bush actually, right at the base of the spire, is sort of clumped together, almost clinging slightly to the ice.
Hey, you threw a jerky there. What's going on with that? Is that something I can take, or
That's Gary.
I don't usually name plants.
Gary is a shambling mound. He was very fond of Vimeris, and Charity is going to point to the top of the ice spire where you can see like the shadow of a figure encased in ice.
Yes. So kind of looking into the spire itself then, Clem, at the very, very top is a flag with a symbol that you've come to recognize as the family's sort of sigil. And near that top, there does seem to be kind of a darker, slender figure in that. And then there are two very large black figures kind of lower down and on either side.
Like living looking figures inside this thing?
They're
Is that
not
what you're...
moving, right? And they're just big, round figures type thing. Yeah, huge.
Can I go up and look at it? Can I walk back into the silent zone and investigate just because I'm really curious?
I wouldn't. Just as you sort of turn, just maybe don't get too close to Gary. He's generally pretty docile, but I've seen
I
him
have a
eat a
jerky
man.
just in case.
Yeah, just if you need to, just throw it one way and run the other.
Got it. And I'll take the jerky. And yeah, I want to go and investigate the ice spire and just see what I can. I'm curious about it. So
Sure. Give me an investigation roll and kind of tell me how you're investigating it.
So I'd like to just look all over, like kind of get an actual like visual of whatever is all inside of it, like more
Sure.
specific. And then kind of also just do some occasional knocking, see if it sounds different at any point. And
Cool.
I'm going to do one more thing after that, but first I want to see what I get.
From outside the thing, so you cannot hear him. You're going to hear Charity. You're not going to hear Charity, but everyone else is going to hear. You don't want to touch though. Oh, she's going to touch that.
Listen, I'm going to investigate and touch everything I can unless I'm told not to. So
Right. So, Clem,
I rolled a
you
14.
you did. So with a 14, you get a sense of. Oop, the music changed. You get a sense of just an ice spire that has protruded from the ground itself. It is incredibly wide, taking up nearly the entire square of this town, and it raises in the like 150, maybe 120, 150 feet up into the air. It is solidly built. As you kind of like tap and knock on it, it is so incredibly cold that you take 6 cold damage.
Oh, what do I get new hit points or do we get that when we sleep?
When you sleep. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then
6 cold damage.
I was waiting for her to be like, oh, then I'm unconscious. Charity just sees like knock knock. Ugh. Oh, shit.
Oh no. Thankfully I'm actually doing pretty okay because we slept in that weird tower thing.
It's very true.
And I'm gonna say, oh shit, and you're not gonna hear anything. And then I'm going to, just because I'm curious, and sorry if this is what everybody else wants to do, but this is what I would do, is I'm going to attempt to cast message to the person inside the ice spear.
Okay. Yeah, you point up to that and try to cast message. You can't really latch on. There doesn't seem to be a live mind.
What about to the other figures?
Yeah, as you're pointing
Okay.
at, I'm trying to cast that message. There doesn't seem to be anything living in there currently.
Then I'm
You can
going to
latch on.
turn to the bush and I'm going to try to cast message to it.
Okay, read the message spell real quick. Does it
Sure,
require
it's
what all does
probably-
it require in the recipient?
Good question. A
There is an intelligence.
creature within range.
Creature.
what it says.
Then yeah, yep. You're not sure that a bush can understand you, but please go ahead and say a message.
And I'm just gonna say, wait, what it also says that it can go through magical silence, so that's good.
Magical silence blocks the spell.
Oh,
Oh,
it says-
then no. Yeah. So if it
oh, I
can't
thought it
go,
said
through
it can
magic-
go through magical science.
Magical silence.
Oh no, it says
One.
blocks the spell right there. If you're 100% right, I can read.
So you again say the words, latching on to something with the spell, but the spell doesn't seem to finish, as your words are not audible.
All right, I'm gonna put my hands on my hips and stomp out of the cone of silence.
Okay.
And I'm
Sorry.
going to try and see if I can find just anything interesting, Andy, that I want to put in my pack that's around here.
Sure. Give me one more sort of either survival or investigation check.
Yeah, my survival is 1 and my investigation is 9. 20.
20. All right. With a 20, as you're kind of on your hands and knees now, looking, everyone else is sort of waiting outside of this circle for you. But
I'm
you're on
like,
your
I've
hands and
got to
knees.
find something, man. There has to be something
Yeah.
good.
You make your way up to the big bush that has, you'll notice, small purple and gold ribbons sort of tied on it all over the place.
I'm not at the shambling bush.
You are, yeah, you're near it.
I
yeah.
listened to Charity and I am not
Oh,
going
fair.
next to it.
But you still see that from a little bit of a distance.
Okay,
so you're
okay, yeah.
maybe
I'm
10,
I'm
15
I'm
Just
an
crawl
intelligent
in.
person.
Just crawl up in there.
Yeah, no, I want to look
Yeah.
around and see if there's any like cool stuff I can take that's not the shambling mound.
You do see that there's a small sort of purplish blue orchid growing right in front of the shambling mound.
Cool.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna kind of toss the jerky at the shambling mound,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna pick the orchid and try to back away.
Yeah. The bush twitches, and it would make the sound like, but it doesn't because it's quiet. And then you rush up and pick that as well. Do you have much familiarity with doom lilies, Clem?
Do I? Would I have worked with them a lot in my time with because so here's the
I
thing,
don't-
it's either
yeah.
what I would know in my time with Siren or what I would know with my time in the mountains near the Goliath.
Yeah, with the Goliath.
So I think you know the concept of one. You don't know that this
This is one.
is one. Yeah, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
So
And
I'm
so
just
you
gonna pick it and stuff it in
pick
my
it,
pack.
Stuff it in your pack. Is anyone
And then
else
I'll head
really,
out towards everybody else.
Yeah, is anyone else really paying attention to Clem, or are
I'm
you sort
watching
of
Clem because I'm
getting
afraid
your
she's going to
bearings?
get eaten by Gary.
I'm watching Burbage and Hikari. Like, I haven't blinked. I'm just staring at them.
Fair.
I
So
am
I'm like-
looking everywhere but Clem.
Fair, yeah.
So then, Charity, you might notice that a small sort of bluish flower has been picked by Clem and put in a pack real quick.
You're just going to see Charity. Do I recognize what it is?
If you, not really from this distance, Clem was pretty quick about it.
Okay.
If you were really trying to figure out what it was, you could give me a roll.
I don't think Charity particularly would be. Charity was, I mean, to be fair, and like playing this, so it's not like, that could have consequences. I think Charity was mostly just trying to make sure that she didn't, I don't know, try to climb the spire or
Fair, yeah.
grab Gary or any of those things that could result in her dead.
Fair. Yep.
Now,
And none of that seems to be happening.
Ren wrote on Doom Lilies.
Yes.
So that's why you're saying that
She doesn't know about them. Just
Clem
not
knows
that
of
this
them.
is one. Yeah.
she's never just had kind of on the ground experience with them.
Because believe it or not, they are very rare. They are not for you guys,
That's
but they are very rare.
that's funny.
All right. And Clem, you sort of bounce out of that circle.
And then once I'm out and more like can hear sounds and the things going on of a different town, my shoulders definitely are up next to my ears. And I'm much more on edge.
Okay.
Visibly.
I want to have a moment with Burbage and Hikari really quick now that we finally have a chance to like talk. Not like running for our lives constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. All of you sort of get this just sense of we're just safe for a moment. We're not running. We're not captured. We're free and we're all together. And that's not something for the last like 2.5 weeks you've all experienced.
Before this moment with Stormbringer, for my own clarification, did any of that group from Vagelter come with us?
They're in the interdimensional locker.
They're in your interdimensional locker.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So the member from the singing caravan, her partner, which you freed from the place, as well as the man with the tattoos.
Is that Brick/Gavin? Or did he stay behind?
He stayed behind. He's leading a revolution at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the older halfling man, right?
That
Who
knew who your father was.
called you your father's name.
Oh.
He's in the
I
locker.
got those two confused. Okay. Because Brick. In my notes I wrote that Brick Gavin / Gavin said that he knew my father's name, but he's not the one who was calling Burbage Cuthbert.
Right.
And we have not yet learned the tattooed man's name.
Correct.
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's really helpful. So, so yeah, that's definitely in the back of, well, not that far back in Burbage's mind at this point. He's distracted by the fact that this man who's been calling him Cuthbert is it like essentially in your bag, Galway, in Charity? In
No,
Charity?
he's in another plane of reality in a nicely temperate 30 by 30 wood paneled room.
I don't think Burbage understands that. I think he thinks it's just another, like, it's
He
a
thinks he's somewhere
variation-
in Seamus.
Yeah, he thinks it's a variation on the Burbag Gambit. So he's just kind of staring at your bag. Yeah.
To be fair, Andy, my bag would be aware that it's being stared at.
Fair, yeah, that's true.
Because your bag is Seamus,
Yeah,
right?
my bag is Seamus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you see the bag sort of scowl a little at you.
yeah, Burbage was scowling first, like at the bag, and Seamus. I'm not surprised that Seamus thinks that I'm scowling at him. Yeah.
So Clem comes out, starts to kind of talk to Charity, and Stormbringer, you have Burbage and Hikari right next to you.
Hey, welcome back. I really missed the two of you, and I was really concerned. And Burbage, I felt you die multiple times. Are you okay? What happened? And also, I know that you don't like me staring at you while you sleep. So can you and Hikari please make a promise to never get kidnapped again? And if you do that, I won't stare at you both while you sleep.
Sure, I promise that.
I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
Yeah, welcome back. I really missed you, and I'm really glad you're okay. And also, I felt you die multiple times, and what happened
Good
with
job,
that? That
Burbage.
was kind of scary. And I know I've heard the feedback that you don't like me staring at you while you sleep. So if you and Hikari can promise to never get kidnapped again, I won't have to stare at you while you sleep this time.
I elbow Burbage and I'm like, we promise, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. We promise never to be kidnapped again.
Okay.
And we missed you too.
Yeah.
And we missed you too. And I think we're all right.
Are you?
I think I'm. Kari, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm great.
I felt you die multiple times.
Right.
But see, he's fine. I pick up a stick and I poke him. I'm like, see, he's right here.
Ow.
Poking him with the stick.
Ow! Kari, stop it!
Look, he's solid. See, it hurts him. He's
That
fine.
really hurts!
I hit him over the head with the
Sharps.
stick a couple times.
Ow!
And throw the stick away.
Somewhere servant is smiling.
See? Guys, Clifmil is a cursed place.
What?
First time we came here, Vimeris died. Second time we came here, Charity died. Third time we come here, I get poked by a fucking stick.
No, this
Terrible.
is a nice place. It's gonna keep you both really safe while we figure out our next steps to do. And I'm gonna just be with you all the time, except for when you're sleeping.
Well, Stormbringer,
Sounds good.
I probably did die multiple times in our time apart, but probably most of those times were like symbolic deaths, probably like ego deaths. Maybe my ego died.
Your shirt is full of
I-
holes.
Don't know what an ego is, and also I don't think I would have felt that then.
Like roughly short blade sized holes. Looks like you got run through a few
Also,
times.
yeah, your
Yeah,
shirt
well, at least
got a lot of
some of
pokes
these
in it.
holes were from Akari's stick.
As you happen to be kind of like looking at the holes in your sweater, Burbage, through your armor even, feels weird, but it actually feels like the fabric and yarn, almost the wool, has been knitted into your skin, and it's just kind of left a furry scar.
I didn't know that
Oh,
I was
that's
giving you
right.
a body horror present, but I'm very excited about it.
You know what,
Lena loves
Stormbringer?
body horror. Just like Darcy. Mm.
it did become clear to me during my brief, albeit pretty traumatizing incarceration, that this sweater you gave me is definitely like some kind of magical sweater. And also, it appears to be growing into my skin.
Yeah, that's, I think, probably on account of the dying multiple times. That's why I told you to never take it off. Not because of the skin, because of the magic part.
Well,
But also, now you probably shouldn't try to take it off.
I think if I try taking it off now, it wouldn't be good. I'm getting flashbacks to you helping me take that mask of many faces off.
Yeah, I ripped your face off.
You
That
did.
was pretty fucked up.
Good times.
Rachel's
Yeah.
face. It's so good.
If we made a movie about it, we could call it Face Off.
Yeah, I think that might be copyrighted.
Yeah, you know I don't give a shit.
Burbage, you're a national treasure.
That's good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was great.
Well, oh god, Burbage. It's been a while since we played. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
It's
It's been like 2 months, I swear.
yeah. I mean, right
Yeah.
now you're standing in the square. You're starting to sort of attract a few onlookers, and you now start to hear the town bell clang, clang.
Oh god, are we
Uh-oh.
under attack?
Goes the trolley.
What is the town bell for? Do we think it's because like we're there? Or does it go off when people pop in?
You're not exactly sure.
I can't remember.
Right, you're not exactly sure. There is a very tall Loxodon that now sort of ambles into the courtyard. His large spectacles, carries a cane, but
What's a
doesn't actually.
loxodon? Oh, elephant.
Yeah, it doesn't actually use it to walk. He just sort of carries it in his arm, and he kind of waves the stick, the cane itself, over toward where the bells are coming from, and he says, "Oh, no, don't worry about that. It's simply letting people know that you've arrived."
Do you do that for everyone, or is that special for us?
Oh, those bells have not rung in a long time. They're specifically for you. We've not met. I'm so sorry. But I'm friendly.
Have I seen this type of creature before?
Yeah, you've probably seen them around. Their Loxodons are pretty rare, so maybe only in Gaholnia. Yeah, in Vagelter.
Oh god! Wow! In Diefield, we used to call those oliphants.
We've been called Aliphants. We've been called Pachydons. We have many names.
Were you saying that you're friendly as in that's your name, or as in an adjective describing yourself?
No, that's my name, friendly.
Hi. A pleasure to meet you, friendly. I'm Caloran Charity of the family.
Of course. We
But
all
given
know.
the bells, you probably knew that.
Yes. Lovely to meet all of you. Missy sends her regards. She's a bit busy in the tavern at the moment, but as her assistant, I am here to meet you.
Very good. Is Aideen Greygust about? We probably should consult with her before. There's a whole bunch of things before.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Aideen is not in town at the moment. She goes out on scouting missions every once in a while, and she made one recently and has not yet returned. She's due back soon, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm not exactly sure, but she's not here at the moment.
Aideen went out on a scouting mission and hasn't come back and is past due to be back. Is that the sort of takeaway here?
I don't know when she was due back, but it might have. No, it was 2 days ago. It was a Wednesday when she was due back. We were going to have a bit of a drinking game with her, and she hadn't yet returned. Huh, I just thought of that. Thank you for letting me know. Are you concerned? Edine is quite capable.
Yes, the Adine Greygust, accomplished scout and assassin, went out on a routine scouting expedition and hasn't come back for over 2 days of. She's deadlier than most of the rest of you put together.
Oh, she's been gone 2 weeks already, almost.
Friendly, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. So far, if you're going for comforting, none of this is landing.
Oh. Well, I apologize about that. I'm so sorry.
What's been going on in town?
Oh, well, the town has seen phenomenal growth since the Spire. It has, uh, we be careful who we let within these walls. But there is a thriving market outside the walls. There's a camp being set up on the north side of town. The city itself is thriving, more coin than we've ever seen, which is why Missy requires my services as an assistant. I'm quite good with the counting, if I say so myself.
Andy, is this guy Friendly? Is he somebody who we would have kind of seen around? Like, we never interacted with him, but he might have been present at like our Bavalion Candle Festival party. Like,
No.
he's
He seems
totally new.
Seems
Okay.
completely new. Yeah. We've also torn down the throne and the stage from Shenik, that bastard. And he spits out his nose. We're recovering from that whole ordeal as well.
Shenik.
Yes.
Shenik. Okay, I need a reminder now.
Bad kitty.
Bad Kitty, and Shenik is the one who
Killed Charity and nearly killed your brother.
nearly killed Avery. Okay, so Burbage, who is coming off of all the bullshit in the jail. Shenik. Avery, is Avery here? My
Avery,
brother, Avery Kemp. Avery Kemp,
oh.
is he here?
Yes. He is. I think he's staying in the northern house on the end of the square. And he points to an abode up here on the northern part of the square.
Burbage dashes that direction.
But sir, I don't know if he's expecting company.
Burbage doesn't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
He really doesn't give a shit.
Okay, Burbage has rushed off in that direction.
We can't hear you, Lena.
Oh, can't hear you, Lena. I don't know why. That's odd. Nothing.
Technical difficulties. So there's Domlins.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Stormbringer is going to watch Burbage run off towards Avery's, and she's going to let him get almost out of her sight, and then she's going to point at Charity and point at Hikari, like she's telling Charity to watch Hikari, and then jog off after him.
Okay.
Charity will sort of like, got it.
All right. So, Stormbringer and Burbage head off to this northern house.
But she's kind of trying to like skulk, like she's not sneaky, but she's trying to make sure like he doesn't know that she's just following him around again, because she's okay. She's like, she's feeling okay. She's just a little concerned, and she just wants to make sure that everything's okay, but she's not having as big a freak out as last time something happened.
Yeah. So, Burbage, you don't have to roll for this, but just how focused are you on getting to Avery and everything else is going away, or would you have noticed Stormbringer following?
Burbage is just focused on getting to Avery.
Fair enough. All right. So those two are off in that direction. Where do the rest of you want to go or do?
Charity would probably turn to Hikari. Like, Hikari, I seem to remember that in the past you've had the ability to either communicate with someone at a distance as long as you're familiar with them, or like look in on them. I'm very worried that Aideen is late coming back. Do you have either of those spells prepared? Can't hear.
Can't hear you.
Which is weird because their green is lighting up, but
I was like, somewhat other people can't hear them, right?
yeah.
All right, hold on. More downloads.
Yay.
What's really funny is that. Wait, who can't we hear right now? Lena, right?
Darcy.
Oh, okay.
Darcy now.
Darcy's thing is lighting up green.
I thought it was Lena again, and I was like, Lena's currently chatting in the Twitch chat like she doesn't give a shit.
No, that was just I asked Hikari a question. Darce started talking, and I'm just like, I'm seeing green, but I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Lena, a question for you / Stormbringer in terms of like the logistics of this sweater. Would I guess Burbage would have put that on over top of his armor.
I don't know how you get dressed, but yeah, that would make sense, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I'm asking for
technically
a fashion sense.
A woolen layer would have been pretty normal to like wear under
like
armor.
Underneath, so you might have it under your armor.
I think it's called a gambeson.
Okay.
Which would normally be like wool or silk. I know those are two very different materials, but
is there any way that like a studded leather armor would be designed in such a way that like a sweater underneath would still be kind of like visible in parts? I guess I'm googling studded leather armor and like
which isn't a thing, by the way. Studded leather armor is not a real historical thing. Literally, when they developed it, I can't remember which edition they had it in. They saw the inside of leather armor, which is banded with metal. Like, you don't just wear pieces of leather and like wander into battle and assume that's going to turn a blade. Guess what? Blades are designed to go through flesh.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
I like having you go, bah, and seeing Andy go,
Okay, I'm good.
Yes.
And I was right. It is a gambeson.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so Charity would ask, the question that had led to this discovery of technical incident was, do you have above the table either the spells sending or scrying currently prepared?
Yes. Would you like to use it?
Would that be possible? Yes.
I will make you a deal. I'll do the spell, and then Friendly here will walk us over to the tavern, and if we're this famous to cause church bells, then I think we're famous enough to get some free drinks. Friendly,
You are not wrong, of course. I think if you partake in the tavern this evening, many would buy you a drink. Yes.
Sounds good. There's 3 on you, Friendly.
Clem is going to look at Charity and Hikari and just be like, is it all right if I just hang out in the woods for a bit? I'm not quite ready to go into a town I don't know.
Sure thing.
Do you want to just hang out in the silent zone? I'm a little nervous about you being fully outside of town.
But I mean, like, I lived by myself surviving in the mountains with the Goliaths and the giants for decades. I'm pretty tough.
Just as a general question, though, in the years that you lived there alone with the Goliaths, and in the 2.5 weeks you've known us, number of times you've been in severe mortal peril from, multiplanar beings,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just saying.
Hey, friendly.
Yes.
Is there a good safe place that's wooded around here for me to not be around you?
Well, there is a copse of trees down by the water, next to the piers. It is a lovely spot, and you feel very alone, and I certainly never go there.
I didn't mean you personally. I'm sure you're fine, friendly.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, can I go there?
Of course, wherever you'd like.
Do I know this copse of trees?
Yeah. It's down by the water on the sort of southwestern side of the town.
Okay, very close to where I died. Yay.
Closer, yeah, that pier, yeah. And in fact, as he sort of mentions the dock area, your eyes sort of glance over in that direction. You see the tops of a ship, and the flag of the family flying at the top of that ship.
Oh, thank God.
It appears that your ship made it back to Clifmil.
Nice. What's the name of our ship again?
Did you name it? I don't remember.
I don't remember naming it really.
Or did we just keep
It was
name?
the Blue Joke.
It was was the Blue Joke the one that was captained by Make Ready the Sails, Mr. Hislop?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the vessel we took over.
I think we would have left the name the same.
Fair.
I think.
I don't remember. I remember that Charity, when we like renovated it, because it was shortly after Charity had gotten back his memories, had like inscribed in Thieve Cant underneath, essentially like dangerous, stay away from. But I don't remember if we actually changed the name.
I don't think we did. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I think on the page for the ship on the map, though, if we did, the name is there. One way or the other. I don't remember. Charity's just gonna be like, okay, they made it. That's good. Yes, I am all for going to the tavern and being in a centralized location.
Not me, bye. And I'm just gonna start walking towards the
trees. I'll come get you if we need to.
And Hikari and Clem leaves the party. A three-way split.
Charity would also turn to Friendly. We never said the name of the artisan who had made the additional family sigil for Hikari. But Charity would inquire if that artisan was still in like the camps outside.
Yes, I believe so. Most of the people that have set up camp here have stayed. There's very little movement away from this area because it's growing so much. Have I told you how much we are growing? A city on the rise, we are.
At least 3 times, which makes it feel a little odd, but we'll come back to that later when I'm not as panicked. Could a message be delivered to that craftsperson, and I'll give the sort of the specifications, or just like the details of my previous order? And it's another commission from me. I'd asked for one previously.
My lord, it would be a pleasure to deliver this personally.
Thank you. Okay, now about that spell, and then the drinking.
Do I need like? I can't look on. Every time I try to look at spells and what I need and their various components and stuff, I end up clicking on it, and it ends up showing up, no matter what I press, because my fingers are too big apparently. So, do I need anything in particular? What?
Right. Are you looking for sending or?
No, I found.
Grind.
What one do I want?
Charity would probably focus on sending for now, because that just pops the message into her head.
Okay.
And lets her respond, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. Sending then, if you could click it, because on my computer I have to do it with my finger and it won't.
Fair. You don't need any special requirements for this.
Okay. Well,
we just need to know the person. And you do.
Okay, so I could do it out on the street. Like, it's not something I need to like go to a room for or something.
No.
Okay. Should I just click it then? Well,
And he did.
You have 25 words to say to AD.
all right, Charity.
Aideen, this is Charity. We're in Clifmil, told that you're missing. Is everything okay? Why did I separate okay into 2 words? Jesus Christ. If not, where are you? I will come get you. Love. That was exactly 25, I think.
I would like to propose that with future uses of this spell, we make everything into contractions. So instead of saying like, "Is everything okay?" say, "Is everything okay?"
As one word.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just put all those
Okay.
apostrophes in there.
You can certainly try that.
This.
Okay, what was I got? Is everything okay? Where are you? We'll come get you. Was that it?
The last part of it.
Yes.
I imagine you were just kind of saying it
Dictating
right
it
after
as I
Charity.
was.
I know. I'm just writing it out, so I'm.
Fair.
I don't remember exactly what I said because I was more focused on counting as I was saying the words.
All right.
Basically,
so,
it was if everything's okay. If not, where are you? I will come and get you. Love was, I think, because it hit
Okay.
the last word.
So
I'm
Akari,
sending it.
you do that, and a tiny little gold sort of circlet kind of flows around your head for a moment and then shoots off to the northwest, past viewable distance. You wait a second. There's no response. You wait another moment. You don't hear anything. You feel like it connected, but the person might just be asleep, though late afternoon's a little odd for sleeping, but you don't hear anything back.
Unless they're traveling by night and sleeping during the day.
Or in a situation where they can't talk or something like that.
So I relay that to you, Charity.
Twitch.
What? Oh, God, never mind. God.
Well, that indicates that she's alive, but is either incapable of speaking or... Although I don't think it requires speaking out loud for the response.
Probably not. Yeah. I don't think it is. I think it's a mental thing. So probably asleep or unconscious of some sort.
There's an odd issue of boundaries here about the use of scrying if she's asleep. Uncomfortable. I'll buy you a drink and we can try again with the spell later.
Well, they'll all buy both of us drinks because we're famous.
Fair.
God, this
To
sounds
the tavern!
so familiar to me. Just sending texts, not responding, drinking, send another text. No response. Drink some more.
As we're walking back to the tavern, Charity is also gonna sort of pause and be like, "Oh yeah, speaking of sending, there was that group that was with Roburn. Wonder what was up with them. They wasted at least 2 uses of the sending spell just being surprised that I answered their usage of the sending spell."
As you're now walking to the tavern, Hikari, you get something coming into your head, and it's faint and it's a little weird, but it's, I'm hot. I can't. And that's it.
All right. I relay that to Charity.
I have a dilemma here, which is that Stormbringer kindly requested me to, keep an eye on you, but I may need to leave to go massacre groups that are trying to harm Aideen. Let's quickly use. Let's go ahead and. Probably worth the scrying.
And
Scrying.
For this, you do need to pull out your crystal ball, and it's a little bit more of a ritual because it costs.
We can get to
like 10 minutes.
We can get to the tavern.
Okay.
And Charity will like elicit a drink from someone.
Yeah, I need a drink too before I do this. So I take out. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. Andy, yeah. Okay.
Glad I stopped talking
I was looking at the message. Yeah. So yeah, you get into the tavern, and immediately you hear kind of a large voice coming from a stage area on the other side of the tavern, and you're hearing, ha 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 ha, and then a female voice saying, "You ever been to Clifmil? That's where I'm from, Clifmil." And then the first voice, "That's odd." She says, "Yes, I know." He says, "Oh wait, you mean Clifmil, Bovalia? Oh hell, I've been there. You know, I bet we know some of the same people. You start." And she goes, I've tried so hard to forget that place." And he laughs again. And then another man stands up next to him. "A woman's suffering is not a funny thing, Birdie." "There are exceptions. Watch your coinbers." And it seems like there's a play going on.
Makes sense. My brain
What is
was
that from?
What is happening?
What is that from again, Andy?
It's from a play in Clifmil.
No.
It's from something that's not copyrighted.
If you get the reference, great. Good for you. And so the play seems to finish very quickly. Everyone is focused on it, though, and there is kind of a back room to your right if you just want to dip in. But no one really seems to notice that you've stepped in right now.
I will grab a thing of ale, or I don't know how they keep it, wine, whatever, from behind the counter, and then we'll go to the back room.
So you kind of step behind the counter. You now see...
I didn't step behind the counter. I reached over the counter.
You reach over the counter. Fair enough. And you see 3 fairies who are sort of rushing back and forth, getting people drinks and food. And one of them sort of watches you reach over the counter and grab one. And she's just sort of, you just see her kind of starstruck as she's looking at you. And she's trying to say like, Hakari,
Charity's just gonna be like...
I look at her and I go, shh.
Oh, okay.
I'll sign your autograph. I'll sign you an autograph later.
She immediately flies away and you hear tinkling, ding, 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 ding. She flies.
I'll sign your autograph. I wonder if like...
I'll sign you an autograph.
I wonder if like forgers... If there's like a famous forger who signed my name could then sign it with their name for me. You know?
Yeah. Maybe. And the both of you step into the back room, and Hakari, you place the crystal ball in front of you, wrapped in a scarf like you normally do. You begin setting up a few candles and lighting them, and immediately, Charity, you start to see the sort of magic hair braiding that then occurs again when sort of Hakari enters this sort of communion with her god. And let's flip over to Burbage and Stormbringer.
Clue is probably just as a note, also in the ethereal plane.
Right, yeah.
Us. I would have had him. I would have told him, like, maybe we'll introduce you to the town later, buddy. Right now, they might just be a little terrified.
Yeah, so he's probably following you into this cramped room through the walls and everything. So, Burbage and Stormbringer, what are you doing?
Does Burbage have a pretty clear sense of like what house the Loxodon is pointing at?
There's only sort of two in this little clump, and you're pretty sure it was this one he was pointing at.
Burbage will. Is there a window he could look through?
Yes.
I'll look through the window.
All right, you look through the window, and you're startled as a figure, a tall figure, steps pretty much in front of the window, carrying a couple plates. And it takes you a second, but it's Arbin.
Wow, everything's just really coming home to roost, huh?
Yeah. Burbage just.
I just interrupt real quick. Board state with Arbin is we unkilled him, and then Hikari modified his memory.
Oh yeah.
What did she specifically modify away?
Just the fact of killing him. He then learned about that fact afterward, but it wasn't as traumatic as actually remembering being killed.
He also forgot everything that he was told to look for with us, and basically everything that he knew about us. We removed him being a threat for what he knew, and he'd never heard of like Ponway, etc.
You left it. I think you left it with him in the zone of truth spell, saying that he won't say anything about you guys, that he won't go back to Ponway.
Oh, okay.
He really dislikes Ponway, and that seemed to. I think you were going to just erase the memory, but I think that assuaged all your fears there, because it was a zone of truth, and he seems like he's really kind of scared of Ponway at the moment. So you felt pretty comfortable kind of just leaving him here. And you said a dean was going to sort of look after him.
I wrote in my notes, Hikari modified Arbin's memory to make him no longer a threat to us. So I think Galway's probably remembering more correctly.
I think you did modify a memory. I don't think it was that he forgot everything.
It wasn't everything about us. It was everything he heard about the process Avatarana got removed as well. Because he was in the room around that. So, like, basically, a lot of what happened at Israk Devir's got sort of removed and remolded into. You were at a place.
Yeah, he forgot that the actual killing part, but he sort of remembered the night with Burbage afterward, and then you guys were talking about killing him a lot in front of him. So he kind of was like, oh. So you went away from that thinking he's not a threat at all. However, that sort of happened. Yeah.
Well, like the details of how it happened, like matter.
I mean, the last time you talked to him, because I just heard this again the other day, was you did the Zone of Truth spell thing, and everyone was fine with it.
I'm gonna look this up in the podcast. What episode is that?
I don't remember the episode. It's been so long since we've been here. It was like 45 or something around there.
Season 2.
Yeah. It was called Arbin There Done That.
Okay, I'll read that in my notes to look up later.
Yeah.
So Burbage is looking through the window. The figure of Arbin appears with some dishes. Does not appear to see Burbage, right?
No.
And is he blocking Burbage's view of anything else in the house?
A little bit. It's kind of hard to see. The window's not clean. Without getting your face right up into the window, which then you definitely would see.
Yeah.
It's harder to see.
Well, at the sight of Arbin, Burbage's face just turns stony, and he just glides to the right out of view of the window.
Okay.
He's just like, oh, okay. And he'll go to the door and knock. He'll knock.
Okay. You knock. Very quickly, you hear a bit of clatter. A couple voices speaking. And then the door sort of opens a crack. Oh, it's you. How you been? You're probably wanting to see Avery, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, Arvin, how have you been?
I've been good, thank you. Probably should tell you, Avery's not really up to seeing anyone right now. But
What does that mean?
he's not feeling very good. He's had a lot happen to him recently.
Yeah, I know that. Is he awake?
He's awake, yeah.
All right, I'm his brother, so I think he can see me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Come on in. And he'll open the door wide. And as soon as you step in the door, you hear a and a mug shatters against the wall right next to you. And you just see Avery sort of sitting up in bed. Lots of bandages still on him. A crutch next to the bed. And he's just kind of looking your way. And Arbin just very quietly shuts the door and sort of turns around toward the kitchen area again. And then Stormbringer, you see Burbage enter.
So Stormbringer's sneaking up now that the door's shut to like crouch right. Like she's sneaking really comically because she's a huge fucking Goliath and she's not very sneaky. So she's like doing the exaggerated like rabbit crouch thing. And then she's gonna crouch by the door, which probably makes her like the height of the door or something.
Okay.
So she can listen to everything inside in case Burbage is having problems, but she's trying to respect his autonomy by just spying on him.
I love it. Give me a stealth and perception.
You have an 8 stealth mod.
With the boots, right?
Oh, 20 for stealth, but I fumbled perception.
That's great.
Okay. So you very quietly, in fact, even surprising you, sneak up to this door. In fact, because you did so well on the stealth, you got to just put your head against the door. So give me a advantage on perception. So one more of them.
13.
13. All right. For the 13, you're mostly able to follow a conversation unless they get really quiet or whispery. Okay. And you very quickly, as you were approaching the door, heard that smash and crash of some ceramics.
So I'm like easing my glaive out with one hand awkwardly while I'm listening.
Okay.
So at the first bowl clattering right next to Burbage's head, he'll like look back at Avery, be like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck? That's my line.
What the fuck?
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 Arbin, could you remove my brother? He's not being cooperative.
No, Arbin, you do not get to touch me.
I wasn't gonna. It's between you two.
Avery, are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. I'm not all right.
Yeah,
what have you gotten yourself into?
You look pretty fucked up. What have I got myself into? What have you got yourself into? You were meeting with Sheddick.
At this, he pulls down the covers, and you see that his right arm is missing. And he says, I'm pretty sure I paid for that.
That's not... How shocking is that to Burbage based on what he remembers about the fight?
You saw him get really hurt and beat up. It must have been something they had to remove in order to heal. Aideen probably was in charge of healing, and she did a good job of saving his life. And a decent amount of this is still lingering for him.
Yeah. I feel like I want... would anyone have given Burbage? I know Burbage got a message from Aideen saying that his brother was okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever give him the news, or even like tauntingly tell him that Avery had lost an arm? I guess
no,
probably not. No. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, that's
Question.
bad.
Do you know what your jacket size is? Yours.
Mine?
Who-
Adam's?
Oh shit! I muted
Jesus
myself.
Christ!
You
Really
were looking
sorry.
right at us too when you said it. I'm like,
All right, this is
Avery's?
this is the
Avery's jacket size?
sequel.
'Cause
This is the
that's a
sequel
dark
to
joke.
This is the sequel to Quiet.
So sorry.
Do you know what your jacket size is? So like, yeah.
Baby carriers that needs to know these things.
So I think that is what Burbage says. I think Burbage does a mental calculus of like, how can I most effectively comfort my brother? And he thinks, I'm gonna get him a gift. I'm gonna get him a present of like a one-armed jacket. And he asks, do you know what your jacket size is?
Him immediately looking around for another bowl. to throw.
Does he find one?
No, and he kind of goes, fuck, that was a good one though.
Right. Hey, man.
He smiles for the first time.
No, really, that sucks. Do you know that I kind of saw it happen?
How did you see it happen?
And Burbage has been kind of stepping close. I think with the smile, Burbage feels permission to kind of get closer. He'll maybe pull a chair up if there's like a chair next to the bed or something. And they'll say, that cat bastard wanted me to see it. He used some kind of very powerful magic to pull me there and have me be seeing it all from inside of his head. And I couldn't do anything. I felt like I could maybe have little waves of influence if I could just think really hard enough. And a couple of times it worked. But for the most part, I just felt helpless, just watching him attack you.
Well, that must have been... Did you see that part where I threw dirt at him and then dove underneath?
Yeah, neat
Wasn't
trick.
expecting. Oh,
Neat.
shit, you saw that.
Trick. Yeah, I saw
that.
I saw that, and I saw you trying to do some kind of exchange with him.
You saw that?
Yeah. Which I get. You were trying to protect me. You were going to give him... What was that? Andy, was it a music box?
It was a music box, yeah.
You're going to give him a music box?
Well, he's got it now, so...
Oh, right.
He just turned on me. He said if I got the music box for him that he would leave you and your friends to be. He just wanted the box.
How did you even know Shinnick in the first place?
He found me 3 years ago and asked me to get this to save your life.
I'm sorry. 3 years ago?
3 years ago, I traveled to Lesser Banya. I walked an ancient path. I found a forgotten monastery, and through what I do best, I got the music box. I only was in Diefield about a year before you got there again.
Well, I don't even know why I'm asking about the music box. That sounds like it's something from an entirely other story anyway. Do you know... Has anyone ever called you by Dad's name?
Cuthbert? No. Our dad's name, which is weird.
Yeah. Do you know where Dad is?
Dead, I assume. Curled up in the gutter somewhere. Sold his saddle for drinking money, probably. Got stuck.
Can Burbage kind of, now that he's up close, he'll take a moment to like, can he kind of try to do like a med check, like get a sense of like, what does his brother need right now? Like, what kind of, like, yeah, he lost an arm, but does he need any medical attention that he's not getting right now?
Yeah, give me a med check.
7.
Yeah, it's hard. He's as you immediately whoop. As you immediately start to like look him over, he knows what you're doing, and he's just pushing you away. He's pulling covers up and stuff. He's not letting you get near him. He goes, before me, let's talk about you. What are you into now?
What am I into?
What is this mess with that white tiger? Why do they want music boxes? What's going on?
Well, before we talk about any of that,
Let's go to commercial break. I'm just kidding.
You see Arbin over there?
Yeah.
He fucked me.
Which is something that we're gonna talk about later. And Arbin is just like, fucking Burbage.
Wait. Okay, insight roll on that. Insight roll on that. Why did Avery say that to...
Give me an insight roll, yeah.
Is this... What's going on here? 16 insight with a 2? Do I have expertise and insight? Is that... What is happening?
I think you do.
Or is it just a roll 20 thing?
It was
maybe that.
A roll 20 thing, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Arbin and Avery are an item at this moment.
Oh my lord. All right, well, Burbage will just kind of look back and forth between the two of them and then just kind of put that away.
Fair.
All right, what am I into? And
Stormbringer, you've been able to hear all of this, yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, Avery. I'm trying to save the world. By the way, your armor, your old armor, see? I bought it in Diefield, and it was all nice and white and clean. And now look at it. It's all fucked up and filthy, and covered in my blood. Isn't that great?
It's not great. We just need to reevaluate some things.
I just think it's funny. I just think it's kind of interesting that, one of us could have something first, and then the other of us could have it afterwards. Isn't that interesting, Arbin?
He's scrubbing really hard at Dish. It's spotless already, and he's going in for round 2. I am very grateful that you found my armor and are taking such good care of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. All right, you get 3 questions for me. Simple questions that I can answer in 25 words or less. All right, go.
What's the deal with Shenik?
Shenik is an evil Russian...
Don't fucking count. Just answer.
What? I'm pretty sure Shenik's dead now, isn't he? Isn't he, Andy?
I mean, I saw him burn up in a brilliant white fire.
Oh, but that wasn't a death. That was a promotion or a demotion.
That's what some of the people here, even Arbin, was saying. It might be something different.
Shenik is working for a god named Behelit. That's right?
Behelit. Okay. With you so far? We had a temple of Behelit in Diefield.
Did we?
Yeah. It's on the north end of town, right outside the gates.
I really didn't pay attention when I was growing up.
Nor did you guys ever go there.
I've never been to the Temple of Behelit.
Yeah, it was not a non-thing. I just wanted to bring it back into the story that it existed.
That's great.
Anyway,
is there any other like salient information? I'll kind of crowdsource this to the other players and to you, Andy. But like, what is the latest, greatest salient info about Shenik that Burbage would share beyond that? I think it's like,
I mean, he killed Charity.
I think he killed Charity. Seems we do. There's a particular sort of role, and I would say with what we've since found out from various things that he was obsessed with obtaining, it seems like he might be obsessed with becoming the vessel for Behelit, in some way, because that seems to be what Charity was made to be, and Shenik has been like, I will be your Charity. That is the title I desire, blah, blah, blah. So it seems like Shenik was going for that.
Yeah.
But also, like, how much do you trust your brother? Like, how much would you tell him all this stuff? I don't trust him, but how much do you trust him?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, I think Burbage trusts him. I mean, like, who's the stranger? Andy, who is the stranger? God damn it.
Oh, it's
Oh, that's really funny. He muted himself on purpose.
It's hilarious. You're such a jokester, Andy.
I mean,
Can Darcy tell us what you said then?
Shut up, no.
It's a really good question, Lena, though. Like, because Burbage does have residual feelings about, not residual, but still very strong feelings about the stranger having been instrumental and the force behind kind of manipulating Burbage's life. Right? That's Burbage's understanding, Andy.
Yeah.
But I don't think, and like, I as a player have like suspicions about who maybe it could be. Like, is it this person? Is that person? I forget if Burbage actually has reason to suspect that Avery might be the stranger. You know what I mean?
No more so than anyone else. Like you even accused the little girl, Arian.
We know. I don't remember why we know, but we know that the stranger is a halfling.
Is that so?
I'm pretty sure. Let me search my notes really quick. Can Galway confirm what I'm saying?
I think you might be right, Lena.
Does that sound familiar?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
That doesn't ring a bell.
But for a lot of the stranger stuff, I've also been, it's normally been sprinkled through in, like, combats where I'm getting fire giants back down through, like, a teleportation circle. So my thoughts have normally been, I'm like, this does not concern me. Breathe. Oh God, what spell slots do I have left?
So what do you tell him about Shenik?
As Burbage begins to talk pretty openly and honestly about Shenik, which I think, and Burbage is in a vulnerable spot too. Like Avery might be feeling fucked up, but so is Burbage from his time in the prison. So he's talks pretty openly at first about Shenik, and then it does dawn on him magically right around the same time that Lena asked Adam how much I might trust him.
Sure.
It strikes Burbage that maybe he needs to be a bit more cagey, and I'd like to do an insight roll on Avery, how he's kind of taking up the information so far. At the mention of Behelit, at the mention of Shenik killed my brother, my my other brother, Charity.
Yeah.
These details. How is Avery kind of reacting?
Sure, give me a roll.
Insight. Everyone does insight. 16 again.
Oddly enough, he seems to be accepting of the information pretty easily. Which to you doesn't necessarily suggest that he's involved in it at all with the 16. You more get the sense that could Avery be just an adventurer who this sort of shit doesn't faze him now? Like, could he have seen some really crazy stuff in his life? You just don't know much about Avery now that you're sort of trying to insight into him.
I mean, Burbage got the impression from his mother in Diefield that like that adventurer's life had seemed, it was kind of like destined for Avery.
Yeah.
Right? His mother once said like Burbage he's not that kind of Kemp. And so Burbage has found himself begrudgingly kind of taking on the ring and the break fang, and kind of taking over where his brother kind of Avery wanted to stop, right? I think we talked about that.
He definitely did settle down, sold his armor, was living in Diefield, baking and sewing. So it appears like it, yeah.
But but I think also what Adam's referring to is that earlier on he had kind of rejected what it meant to be the firstborn of the Kemps.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
He did not want that title at all, or the ramifications that came with sort of being lord of a city.
Look, Avery, I just realized I'm so fucking tired. I don't think I'm okay. So, all right, you did 2 of your questions. 1, did Arbin and I fuck? Yes. 2, talk to me about Shenik. I did that. You get 1 more question.
Did you grow up okay without me?
Well, and Burbage will just start to cry, I think. Yeah, like he's just like, yeah, I think that just like broke open. Like he's not okay. And yeah.
You see him sort of scoot closer on the bed toward you and kind of put an arm around you as both of you just kind of breathe heavily and share some tears. Arbin is now left to go look at a book in the very back corner of this place. And Stormbringer, you are outside just like listening to soft sobs at this point.
And while sobbing, Burbage will say pretty sneakily, just kind of embedding it in this moment, we're very close, everything's fine, right? I gave away Bright Fang. Hey Arbin, will you make us some sandwiches? What kind of sandwich do you want, brother?
Clem, as you are sitting underneath the trees, looking now out over the ocean past the large boat that is in the pier, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Definitely wasn't just thinking about going to take a pee
Rachel really needs to pee. She was
it's
just
fine.
saying that in the
Oh, my
Twitch
bad.
chat.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
it
funny.
just happened as and it's also the thing where when like my bladder's really full, it's a new thing where the baby kicks it,
Yeah.
and so it's suddenly like, hey, you have to pee, you have to pee, you have to pee. It's
I
like
think
it's like really
can-
intense.
I
like-
think this is perfect. We cut to Clem. She's peeing, so we cut back to town.
you cut to Clem. She's straight up just squatting next to a tree, just like, oh, thank God.
The narrator then. Oh,
I really
my.
missed the nature.
The narrator's like, never mind,
Go pee,
never
Rachel.
mind.
You're back.
Going back to Charity and Hikari. Oh God.
Let's just quick take a break here then, and we'll come back after everyone has managed their fluids and
I'm
we get a
sorry.
chance. Not at all. Not at all.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
We'll get it an hour later. So, so everyone, we'll be right back. Manage your fluids, get some to eat, get some to drink. More fun role play will be had with the family when we return. Later.
We'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody.
PR.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. Is he problematic now? Should I not
No.
mention him?
Well, now
I
he is,
never
now
know.
that you've done him.
No, Macho Man Randy Savage is a beautiful saint.
Oh, then brilliant.
I have no idea who that is.
He's a
What's
professional
going on,
wrestler,
brother?
or was a professional wrestler.
Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome back. This is Goats and Dragons, a live podcast that we're recording right now. And we just had a heartfelt moment with Burbage and Avery. That was lovely. With
Did we
Arbin.
ever find out their jacket size?
Nope, we never did. Never did. But now we are focused on Clem going to the bathroom in the woods. And then after this, Clem, what is it you would like to do?
Oh, Clem really wants to be in a place where she can't see or hear people. Like, just wants to kind of feel alone in nature for a bit. There's a lot of overwhelm. It's been literally decades since she's been anywhere. And then before they went to a place she was comfortable with, right? Like knew and was her home before.
Yeah.
And so it's feeling a bit like the hermit tendencies are very freaked out right now.
Makes sense.
So what I would like to do, or what she would like to do, is work on some infusions. And I don't know how long those things take. Because it doesn't really tell me a whole lot. Maybe if I read better, but so much information.
No, you're good.
So you can tell me. So there's two things that I want to do.
Yeah.
I have two new infusions I would like to work on. One of which is my homunculus servant.
Okay.
And the second of which is the medallion of thoughts.
So I think the medallion of thoughts, let's say it only takes about half an hour for you to kind of get into it, get the magics all situated. The homunculus, I think, is going to not just require magic time, but also some assembly required, I think.
Okay. I mean, I have all the parts necessary in my bag.
You do? You definitely do. So
I have some thoughts as to what parts will be what, but I'm also open to, suggestions.
So as you're working on this, no one's around. You just hear the lapping of waves onto the shore in front of you. You see a beautiful sky lit up pinks and purples as the sun is setting. For a moment, you're feeling sort of at peace alone again. That feeling you get when you need to just escape everything, because deep down you have some insecurities that when you're around people, bad things happen.
I mean, it's been proven, so
it's yeah, there is some evidence for this. And though you really enjoy your friends, you're just enjoying this moment of tinkering, working on your own things as the sun is setting.
I'm going to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
As I'm thinking about these things, and I'm just going to start pulling out viscera and animal parts from my bag. And I'm going to just kind of have like a big smile on my face while I do it. And I'm going to pull out a big fat needle and bright red thread.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna get to work.
So your medallion is completed, and you sort of put that on around your neck for now. And you get to work on creating a little homunculus boy, or whoever you want to create. Yeah, and you feel pretty good. That's mostly what you want to kind of do this evening.
Pretty much, yeah. I want to be alone, and I want to work with what I'm comfortable with, and kind of try and figure out these new things.
Yeah, after a while, you're starting to draw the attention of some woodland animals. There's a few cats and squirrels.
I will absolutely pull random things from my bag to feed them.
Beautiful, yeah.
And then scratch them, and
they love you. Yeah, so you are very quickly now covered in raccoons and cats, and it's enjoyable.
Speaking of cats, I think Adam turned into one.
Oh yeah,
it appears so.
Meow.
But yeah, I don't know how long, if I can work, if the homunculus servant will take more than this time. I'm not in a rush, to get out of here. So Yeah, but I wanna make a beautiful boy.
Sounds good. All right. All right. Back in the tavern, outside in the main area of the tavern, drinks are being served. You keep hearing these bells ringing as fluttering fairies are diving all over the place, serving food and drinks. Um, you are preparing your spell Hakari, and ready to scry on Adine. And as this sort of golden hair that you're now presenting is now almost completed in its braiding, um, you kind of dip forward almost into your crystal ball. You're being thrust through time and space. You lose all sense of Hakari for a moment, and you open your eyes again. Give me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie.
12. So at first, when you open your eyes, you see the familiar red hair and freckles of Adine. Um, she does appear to be sleeping at the moment. You pull back just a little bit as you see it's almost difficult to see on her face. There's like shadow and then light and then shadow and light, and it's just flickering. It's moving very quickly. It seems like almost something is projected onto her face, or
Like a fire?
maybe it feels still kind of daylight out just a little bit, and you feel like you could pull back just a little bit more. You see that um that her left arm is bandaged, uh and someone is holding her right hand as she's laying down. um and then you notice that there's kind of a rhythmic movement to her head. And as you pull back just a little bit more, you see that that arm that's holding her hand is giant and gray and tattooed, not unlike the tattoos you've seen on Stormbringer. And the horse that she's on even looks familiar to you. And just because you sort of feel familiar in these surroundings, you see that she's actually on a horse galloping, and Dawn Protector is there riding with her, holding her hand. That's about all you can see. You can't see where they are. You can just see that now you see that the flickering of light and shadow is passing through trees as the sun is shining down, almost trying to set itself. And they're moving very quickly. So yeah, that's about all. Excuse me. That's about all you can tell. You're not sure where they are, but they are with the Goliaths.
All right. I relay all that to Charity.
Well, that's good and bad thing. You weren't.
I mean, it sounds like she's safe, with Dawn Protector, and
Yeah.
that someone's taking care of her. And could I tell what direction they were going in? By the sun or anything?
Ooh, yeah. So the way the sun is setting currently, you sort of run to the window and sort of look outside. You get a sense that they are heading east, like almost maybe southeast.
Is that towards us?
It is from where you know them to be in the mountains, and you were expecting the Goliaths to be here in a few days, probably. So, but their pace was very quick, so maybe even quicker at this point.
Again, I relay that.
Charity's just going to sort of the action I'm about to take now may cause Stormbringer to be watching you a bit more closely.
Oh no.
Sorry if that's the case. And just gonna see Charity. Clue? Would you mind terribly if we go?
He's already bent down and ready for you to get on his back.
So I'm gonna get on, and I basically am just going to be having him fly.
Yeah.
In the right direction. His flying speed is 90, by the way.
Yeah,
So.
he's very fast. You get on. He immediately goes ethereal with you into the ethereal plane. You hear this whooshing, just constant sort of wind dipping by you. Everything seems sort of silver and gray, though you can still make out Hikari. You can still make out the room around you, and just shot like an arrow straight into the sky. Clifmil immediately getting smaller behind you, and you are flying up. The sky is pretty clear, so it really only takes you about 20 minutes before in the distance you see a line of torches.
Down towards that.
All right. As you're speeding, it's still going to take you a little bit, and the sun is setting, so you're getting into the dark, but you're flying in that direction, going there now. And Hikari, you are now alone in the tavern.
I am gonna go get some more drinks.
All right, so you open the door to the tavern proper, you sort of shut it, and the tavern is oddly silent. It's oddly quiet. And you turn around then after shutting the door. The entire tavern is looking at you. And you hear some... And then you see the fairy in the corner go, I'm sorry, I had to.
I shake my head at the fairy.
Drinks for the Hikari!
What?
The demon! We love her!
Okay, well, I'm happy.
So immediately people start buying you drinks. Everyone starts to chat you up. Everyone wants to hear stories of what Hikari's been up to, on where you've been all in the last, month and a half since you've been here.
I literally just make shit up.
Brilliant. Okay.
I'm just picturing Hikari doing the archer, like holding up a finger as you like just chug a drink with your other hand, but then never dropping the finger and just grabbing another drink and continuing to chug it.
Pretty much.
You can give me a performance roll to see how amazing your stories come out here.
Oh.
That you're making up.
Performance or persuasion?
Performance. What you got?
14.
14. Yeah, they're pretty good stories. You have people on the edge of their chair. You have people shouting and cheering at some points during the story. I mean, you're talking about like fighting dragons and you arm wrestling demons, and you're just going nuts with it. And everyone loves it so much. They can't believe that they're drinking with someone like you at this point.
Cool. So I'm happy for the moment. I have a couple things I want to get in town, but this was one of them.
Yeah, you're spending your night here. Even at this point, Clem, you start to hear a few of the cheers and rowdiness from the tavern in the distance, but very quickly that even goes away and it's back to the lapping waves. Burbage and Stormbringer, what are you two doing?
Tell us, Ziggy, what is Burbage doing?
I mean, I'm still just waiting for Burbage crouched outside the door.
I'm just waiting for someone inside this house to try to open this door, and it's just going...
A Goliath falls in.
I didn't know if the door opened in or out.
I don't know.
Did Arbin make us some sandwiches?
Arbin did make you some sandwiches. Yeah, some roasted chicken sandwiches, fresh cut sourdough bread that he's been making. He has a starter, and he starts to talk to you about his starter for a very long time. He's quite proud of it.
God, ever since the Fireblight started, everyone started doing their own sourdough starters.
Don't you know it's not sourdough starters anymore? It's Wordle now. Come on.
Arbin tells you about his Wordle then. If that's good conversation.
Sounds dirty when you say it.
I was gonna say, tells you about his word.
Arbin, listen to my Wordle. All right.
He shares. He's like, all right, so for the first row,
I
had 4 gray squares and 1 yellow square. And
For the second row, I had 3 green squares, 2 yellow squares. For the third row, I had all gray. It's a Wordle joke that you only get if you play that game. Anyway.
Oh, this is a good sandwich. Thank you, Arbin.
Oh, sure thing.
You make a good sandwich. Hey, Avery, how's the sandwich Arbin made you? Because mine's great.
That's funny, because mine is actually a little better.
Really?
Just a little better than yours. Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that, because mine tastes delicious.
Yeah, it seems weird, like no one would believe that. And yet, this is the reality we're living in, isn't it?
Arbin, take a bite of each of our sandwiches and tell us which one tastes better.
Listen, I don't want to get into this. You know what? I've been meaning to go and look at the garden just a little bit more. So I'm just going to go check on the strawberries, how they're doing. And he'll open the door immediately. And it does face outward. So he goes dunk and kind of hits you in the side.
Stormbringer's going to quietly grunt and then try to sneak away.
At this, he's opened the entire door so that everyone in the place can see you sneaking away.
Doing the little, comical crouching. Yeah.
A friend, right? Right, that's a friend of yours. I'm going to go check on the strawberries, and you two just go ahead. Finish your sandwiches on your own. And he'll step out.
After he leaves, I wonder if there might be a little like funny kind of smiling at each other moment between Avery and Burbage. I wonder if this is not the first time they've like had the same romantic interest in the. I don't know.
It would have to have been real young romantic interest. Someone in school, like yeah. Like at that point where Avery sort of still liked girls. He was into that girls at that point.
So this is a new thing. All right.
I mean, he just grew up and realized who he was.
But I think the one thing that they did always do together was like fuck with people.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely smiling like, oh, wasn't it funny to make Arbin feel so uncomfortable? That was great.
Nice. Hey, Stormbringer, how's it going?
The door slowly shuts.
Sorry, quietly sneaking stuff. The door is shut, and Arbin has gone to check the strawberries. Stormbringer's going to sneak back over to the door.
Okay. Love it. Avery says, all right, so I've asked you 3 questions. You can ask me 1.
1 question.
That's a shitty exchange rate.
You're not there, Clem.
God, what would Burbage want to ask Avery right now?
If he's the stranger, or if he knows who the stranger is.
Yeah, sure.
I want that though in Stormbringer's voice over like the windowsill.
Yeah,
if he's the stranger or who the stranger is.
The Stormbringer wait, maybe she actually manages to do the message cantrip.
Totally.
Yeah, so from outside you hear
message. Message Burbage. Ask him who the stranger is.
Yeah, that's true. That was something that we didn't solve yet. Okay, Avery.
Yeah.
If I ask you a question, do you promise to tell me the truth if you know the answer?
If I know the answer, sure.
All right. Do you remember when there was the whole trial in Diefield? This isn't the question. This is background for the question. But you remember the defense of Kemp?
Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember saving the town. If that's what you're asking, sure.
After that, after we saved the town.
Okay, I do remember after that too.
All right. Were you there? You were watching, right? It was a big day for me.
When they tried you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Is not...
So, when you were listening to all of the details around that, did you happen to know anything about the case that you'd like to share with me? For example, the identity of the stranger. You know, the man
Who's
who...
a stranger is what you're asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burbage, I didn't know anything about your case. I didn't know you had done that. I didn't know who was manipulating you to do it. Sure, I heard things when I got back to Diefield, but I didn't know.
Avery recognized the stranger's coin. I have it in my notes.
Didn't seem like my brother would do something like that. It's weird. But if the stranger was involved... That's adding a whole nother layer to things, and then, isn't it?
So you know that the stranger is...
Not of this world, yes.
I was going to say a layer.
Oh.
Not of this world. Let's quick circle back around to that. Not of this world. Like, you mean like out of this world? Like out of this, like far out? Like you mean
he's
that?
From the Feywild, yes.
He's from the Fey world.
The Feywild.
The Fey world, which is called the Feywild. I know that.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yes, I know that.
And I know that.
We both know it. They're fantastic.
Why are we even saying that we know it?
But, so how do you know that about the stranger?
I was contacted by something that I can't quite explain. In fact, it seems to follow me a lot. Asking me to maybe do things every once in a while, getting in contact with people. Wasn't too long after that, I was given a coin. I put two and two together. I started to ask the right questions about the stranger. Found out how they could be in many, many places at once, how they can so easily conjure illusions and manipulate people. They're Fey. A mighty top Fey, I'd say.
Hold on, Avery. I need to find my pen.
Are you writing this down?
In my brain, I'm writing it down. I do this sometimes.
I'm writing it down verbatim.
The stranger is Fey. From the Feywild. All right, so you got a coin.
I had one, spent it, got another one, spent it, had one more, I gave it away.
When's the first time you received a coin? And when's the last?
Oh, well, the first time I received a coin was when I left.
When you left Diefield?
Yeah.
And the last time?
Well, the last time I received a coin was for killing a man when I was in Lesser Banya.
Ooh, who'd you kill?
I don't think that's really important.
Just tell me, come on.
No.
Why not?
Because I'd like you to have just a bit of doubt in your head that your brother can't be a killer. I'd like you to ask the question, no, you didn't. Why would you do such a thing like that instead of who did you kill?
Well, Avery, Of course I know you're a killer. You know how I know?
That's not where I thought that sentence was going. Yes? How do you know?
Because I'm a killer. And I think I learned it from watching you.
I don't think
Maybe.
you've ever seen me kill, but I get the sentiment.
Yeah, more of a sentiment kind of thing. He sort of meant it as like you and I were like birds of a feather, burbs of a feather.
Burbs of a feather. Except your name is Burb, and mine is Avery.
Right, I'm sort of the primary killer.
Probably should have been Kemps of a feather, but
yeah, but it's not as good, right? Because it's birds of a feather.
yeah, but it doesn't include me, does it now?
Right, but it's not the point, is it? Because I'm the player character, and you're not.
You think the NPC isn't important?
Well, it's important, but not as important as me.
I beg to differ. We'll have to leave it at that.
All right. Well, if I can think of an Avery pun, I'll let you know before I leave.
Avery's fucking bird of a feather. Whatever, never mind.
Avery, like aviary.
Aviary, yes.
Aviaries of a feather.
Okay.
It's not as good.
But it's more clever, isn't it?
Sometimes cleverness isn't all there is, you know. Sometimes it's just
a lot of where there is.
Jesus Christ, Avery.
You're all right.
All right. Well, you don't have to tell me who you killed if you don't want to. What about this? On the count of 3, we'll both say the name of a person who we've killed.
All right.
You just have to give me a moment because.
Have you killed so many you've forgotten them?
Well, you know, you had your adventuring phase, right? You know how it is.
I remember all of them.
Oh, you do?
Yes. And I don't have a great memory.
I was once, like, encountered on a mystical plane by everybody who I'd killed, and I still don't know all their names.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, on the count of 3.
Okay, one second.
3?
Who's the last person that Burbage killed?
Less person? You probably didn't know their name. They were a guard, I think, at the palace.
Yeah, I was going to say, the biggest problem here is we don't get a lot of names.
Yeah.
All right, you can count to 3 then.
You were a part of the group that killed Calderon, or not Calderon, Caldron, the priest of the Red Family. That was the only name you've gotten recently.
You killed the Oni.
Kids did kill the Oni.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, count of 3. On 3.
Yeah.
1.
1.
2.
2. Wait, on 3 or
on
after
3?
3?
No. We don't even say 3.
So we're just counting to 2. And okay.
We're counting past 2 to the 3 where we say it.
All right.
Okay. 1. 2. Fuck it. Let's just say it right now. Let's not even count.
Yeah.
I killed Forsyth Brigand.
Unnamed Gaholnian guard.
I feel like mine was a lot more personal than yours.
Yeah, could you spell it?
No. Spell it.
Well, could you at least say it again?
Forsyth Brigand.
Foreskin.
Why does that name sound familiar?
I have no idea.
I've no idea either.
I'm not asking Avery. I'm asking you, Andy.
Forsyth Brigand.
Was it from this campaign, or did somebody use the name Forsyth in a different game recently? It's not in my
notes. Might have
notes.
come across a Forsyth, but it wasn't this one.
Okay.
You guys have not experienced or heard about this name. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I did want to do an insight check on basically, like, I trust that he's telling the truth about. I just want to put it to rest. He's not the stranger. He was telling the truth about, like, I got the coin. The stranger has something to do with the Feywild, all that fun stuff. On his whole story and explanation.
Yeah, let's get a roll.
That's a nat 20.
Let me whisper something to you, Adam.
Okay.
I'm listening outside the door. I can hear everything, including not
Including
Adam,
Adam's,
Burbage's
including Burbage's
son.
insight.
Yes.
Including a roll 20 whisper.
Yes.
Burbage forgot to Stormbringer never closed off the message cantrip channel. She left the phone off the hook.
All right, talk amongst yourselves for just a moment.
Talk, talk, talk. Talk, talk, talk amongst ourselves. Talk, talk.
I'm just gonna awkwardly stare and try to figure out what Andy's typing.
I'm going to watch his face.
I think he's typing, I'm smelly.
I was just
And
going to say I stink.
I'm going to take out my earphones for just a second.
What if he gets this
Darcy
whisper
can
right?
still get to you.
I kind of
was
hope he
like,
fucks
"Go
up
into the
this
room."
this whisper.
Right. I know.
We all
I know
Yeah.
this. I'm like,
Splash.
and I like that he's taken out his headphones, so now I can openly say, what are the odds that he fucks up
Right.
the whisper?
I missed him.
Oh, damn. This is why I DM if I have something to say. I don't use the whisper function because I'm
It's too easy to, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
We can only hope.
Sam, the whisper is about Burbage's nat 20 insight on the entire sort of story and tale that Avery has provided him with so far.
Yeah.
And the stranger is just a bunch of fae. Or
Well,
a
it could just be a
fae.
single fae. This is pushing me
Well-
more towards, again, that little girl that was with Theodric.
And
She's fucking sketch.
And he had specified that it was going to be like a fae ruler, potentially. Like it was a powerful fae of the Feywild. So with
It
probably
sounds like a little girl to me.
probably one with control of a court then. So functionally the eyes and ears would be.
All right. So I got the whisper.
And it was
Can I
actually
read
a
it out
whisper.
loud?
It was done
It
accurately.
was a successful whisper on roll 20.
Read it out loud for the podcast, Adam. I promise I'm not listening.
Yeah, we're all plugging our ears.
Yeah. If you look, my ears are plugged.
I mean, if I, Burbage might very well share it with the group at some point. I don't think it's a huge secret. He'll share it with you.
And in answer
Later.
to your question, Meg, strangest thing to find an abandoned rodent hole in a nature walk, a rodent.
Then it wouldn't be abandoned anymore. I guess that's a good point.
All right. Well, this is getting exhausting. It's always kind of exhausting being around you, Avery.
I know the feeling.
I was in prison for like years.
I don't recall that.
No, I mean, it might have just been like days or weeks, but also like it was years in a way too. Like it felt like years.
Okay, prison can do that.
No, not like that. I mean that they did shit to my brain and to Hikari's, but I get the sense that Hikari is fine and that it didn't affect her as much because she's got her own deal anyway. She's lived countless lives and she's older than all of us combined, and and everything falls off her like water off of a walrus's back. Is that how it goes?
Well, walrus isn't the typical animal, no.
Well,
It makes sense, though. You're fine. Keep going.
yeah, she's fine, I guess, but
Well, have you asked her? Or have you just assumed she's fine?
context clues. I guess I'll ask her.
That's the most accurate form of communication.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yes, I'm being sarcastic. Fuck you. Go ask her. Talk to your friends. Tell them how
Okay.
you feel. Ask how they're feeling.
Have you ever tried talking to Hikari about her feelings?
No, I've not. No.
Yeah. It's like trying to clip a walrus's toenails.
That's the right animal this time, but the wrong appendage.
That's what I'm talking about, Avery's. I was already sort of all mixed up as a person before. It was sort of my shtick. But now I'm like mixed up underneath the mixed upness. Like before, there was at least kind of a coherent epistemology to my mixed upness. But now it's like the underlying epistemology is also sort of mixed up.
Well, that's weird. You know, the only thing I heard about you when I was doing what I was doing and working with certain people who want to harm you, you know the only thing they said about you? They said two things. They said you are dangerous and that you're going to talk him out of it.
They said that to you, huh?
So who are you if those two things match?
They said that I'm dangerous and that I'm going to talk him out of it.
Right.
I don't know. I've heard both of those things before. And people keep telling me that I'm supposed to know what it means. I haven't figured it out yet, Avery. You're not working with those people anymore, right? That's behind you, right?
Yes, it's completely behind me.
Avery, I'm going to give you this blank stack of paper. I'm going to give you this pen. I'm going to ask you, from brother to brother, to make up for your abandoning me all those years ago by writing on these pieces of paper everything you know about the people who've tried to hurt me over the years, the people who think I'm dangerous, everyone who's tried to tell you, hey, go get this music box, give it to me so that your brother will be safe. 3 years ago, Avery, you think you might have found me and warned me that some people were fucking with me 3 years ago? Planning to, anyway. Take the paper. Take it. I'm putting it in his face.
You want me to take this paper and
yes,
make up
I'm shoving it in your face.
The reasons I left. You want me to make it right? Here you go. He starts writing. And he folds it up and he kind of shoves it back into your chest. All with his left hand.
Okay, well, yikes. Was he easy left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And he goes, why don't you cool off a bit? Look it over. Come talk to me later.
All right. Okay, maybe I'll go find a Kari. Hey, are you going to finish your sandwich? God damn it. You're not even hungry.
I'm not hungry.
You're only eating for one arm.
It's the most delicious sandwich I've ever had.
God damn it.
I guess it's love is the extra ingredient, huh?
Love. Okay. Yeah. You know he's like a werewolf or something, right?
What?
When I eat the rest of my sandwich.
Charity. At that awkward moment, Charity. You and Clue are just flying. It's now gotten dark. Those lights in the distance are now getting brighter and brighter, still moving at a very quick pace toward you. You sort of kind of land on the ground. How would you like to approach these lights?
Charity is probably going to flare his wings, which are distinctively silver flame. And if they're still a bit in the distance, in the typical way he does cast thaumaturgy, so his voice booms, but it's still his sort of very soft, gentle voice. Hello, Goliaths. It's me, Charity. I think we met when, I don't know, you were arresting me, and then I was fighting to save. Are you there, Dawn Protector?
So the lights definitely stop, and you definitely see horses, even very tall figures on them. It does appear to be Goliaths. And very quickly, one of the horses that seems to be carrying someone slumped over it approaches, grabs one of the torches from someone else, and you hear the familiar voice of Dawn Protector. Charity, it's good to see you. I think I have found one of your friends.
Yes, I think you did. What happened? If the Goliaths seem like they're, like, not, about to skewer me, I'm going to be moving towards them.
They don't. They don't seem to. They know who you are at this point. You even see Sir Benaventura kind of step up, jump off a horse, and kind of walk toward the front as well. We came across her. She was limping out of the forest. Just lucky that we passed her, and we're not sure. Part of her clothes were burned, and her arm was pretty badly burned, and we wrapped it up, bandaged her. She needs a better healer than we are, but I think she's going to be okay.
At this, I will say there is just light flaring around Charity. And he will cast the spell Heal.
Heal.
70 healing, all blindness, deafness, any diseases, etc.
Right. So this light that almost like a wind, but just lit up, starts to kind of swirl around you and envelop her, and she's even lifted off the horse gently and placed on the ground. Her body sort of arches a little bit. Light shoots out of her fingertips. And then she slowly comes to rest on the ground, her arms sort of folded over her chest. And you hear her, What happened? Charity?
It's me.
What happened? Where am I? Who are these people?
We're several miles outside of Clifmil. Why? They found her, and then Charity's going to sort of quietly turn to Dawn. Why did you think she was my friend?
She was mumbling about Charity and the family.
To be fair, I realized I'd given Dawn Protector a description of Aideen.
Yeah, and she was coming to Clifmil.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just put it together. She seems like she knows you and is important. We left most of our stuff over there behind, because we needed to make a quick entrance into Clifmil. We can give you a couple of our riders and her if you need to just go back to Clifmil, and the rest of us can return for a lot of the stuff we came from the village with.
There's no need for that. Clue?
Yeah, Clue forms in his fiery form next to you.
Thank you. Can Clue carry both of us?
Certainly, yeah.
Then be like, thank you. We will talk more once you reach the village.
Fair enough. Is Stormbringer okay?
Yes, but I may not be unless I can get back to the village in time before she notices that I'm not watching Hikari.
Oh, that makes sense. Please go quickly. Right. And it took you maybe an hour to get out here. So
there's a lot of chaos in the tavern. That's what I'm counting on.
Hour to get back. But Aideen is holding on to you tight, and just every once in a while gives you a bit of a shiver. And she's not speaking much at this point, unless you ask her a question.
She's just like, what happened?
There is a black tower of smoke far to the west. There is an army carving its way through the landscape, coming this way. I didn't know exactly what to do. You know how quick I can be. I traveled very far, very fast. I found the army. I think they were going to meet someone, as a large portion of them stopped, and a smaller group went a little bit more north. But the line I saw that they carved through the woods, they're almost into Bovalia already. I've barely even heard about them. They're coming this way. The mountains are going to be a little bit treacherous, but it's an army of living fire. They're coming, and I just now remembered I speak with an accent. So.
I was gonna say, like, at the end of this, I was gonna say, so Andy, I'm not not in any way. God knows I've lost accents on things, but I'm like, I shouldn't be suspicious that Aideen is suddenly not Irish, right?
No, they're coming this way. They're just an army of living flame. They don't sleep. They don't stop. They just run as fast as they can. I don't exactly know where they're going, but if they're coming here to Clifmil, we have maybe 2 weeks before they're here.
They most likely are coming to Clifmil.
Why? What's here?
To herald the arrival of a god.
And at this, she just sort of buries her head in the back of you and holds on tighter. I like this animal, by the way.
He's a good boy. His name is Clue. Clue, this is Aideen.
We're going to need all the help we can get. I hope you've made some powerful friends.
There's Clem. Clem's pretty awesome. She killed a rock, more or less in one shot. The large bird, not a pebble. That would be less impressive.
That's good.
And then there's a kind of deranged lady that made an illusion of her partner who she was away from for a long time and kind of sold us out to the authorities. Burbage and Hikari might have spent a while in jail, probably being tortured. By the way, Gaholnians, bad people. Also, their food, very disappointing. There's the woman's partner. There's kind of a paranoid old halfling man that mistook Burbage for his father. No, not great on that front. Honestly, there's Clem. There's Clem. Clem's pretty great, and that's about it.
Okay, we'll make do.
Oh, and there's the column of Goliath warriors that was saving you.
Oh, that's certainly good.
Yeah, forgot that you didn't have context for them.
That's not bad at all.
It's been a long couple of weeks.
Okay. All right, let's just get back. And she, again, just hugs on tighter. And you're flying through the air. The air, again, is it's got moments in which the air up here gets very cold, and then moments where you just feel sort of a warm breeze, and it's quite pleasant. You must be in late spring at this point, almost. Not quite late spring, but mid to late spring. So like where we would say maybe April or so. Yeah, and it's weird. You're thinking back over all the months you've spent with your friends, and so much has happened in such a short amount of time this year. And you just sort of feel her sort of really lean into you and holding on tighter as you go. But she doesn't really say much on the way back.
I'm just going to sort of let her be quiet. From even a cursory inspection, does it seem like the heal spell was able to take care of most of the harm?
Yes, it looks like she has some like burned scars on her right arm though.
Okay.
But other than that, she seems perfectly, almost up to full hit points.
Yeah.
Metagame.
But overall, like it seemed like there weren't any effects that were harming her that heal did not address, even if she's not at full HP.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So, Burbage, Stormbringer, what are you two end up doing here? How late do you stay, Burbage, and how late does Stormbringer keep watching?
I mean, Stormbringer's watching the whole time because she thinks that Charity is watching Hikari for her.
Yeah.
So however long
Charity had to bounce.
Stays,
Burbage knows that Stormbringer's out there, right?
I mean, yeah, at this point, yeah.
I just like Ziggy saying this.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's so fun.
I guess Burbage will, since now both of those sandwiches are gone, he's gonna make another sandwich and bring it out to Stormbringer. Or no, he'll just kind of like, does this window open, the one that I saw Arbin through?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll kind of open it. He'll kind of try to do a whole like pie on the windowsill thing with a sandwich. But he makes the sandwich. He opens the window. He puts it on the windowsill, and he says, "Ah, time to let this fresh sandwich cool off on the windowsill. I sure hope nobody who's hungry eats it."
Stormbringer like crouches below the window, like just the groping hand comes up and she feels around for the sandwich and then pulls it down and keeps crouching outside the door.
Do you even wait for Burbage to walk away from the window?
No.
Okay. Oh, well, there goes the sandwich into a big gray hand.
At this, Avery has gotten up with his singular crutch and is kind of limping over to a window on the far side. He opens it, and he sort of throws it open and says, "Arbin, we have to talk." Burbage, I've loved this unexpected visit today, but I also need a bit of time alone tonight.
Are you asking me to leave?
I mean, you just told me that someone I'm sort of seeing is a werewolf. I need to talk that through.
For what it's worth, he might not be a werewolf. I think maybe he's like a werebear.
That's not much better.
Maybe like a bear wolf. Beowulf.
Okay. I
Anyway,
heard of an eagle bear once.
You had an eagle bear?
No, but I heard of one.
You heard of one?
Oh, no, it was a wolf eagle.
You're thinking of a weagle.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a weagle, right. You've heard of those? Long time ago.
Heard legend of such things, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, it's great to see you, Avery.
Great to see you. Glad we caught up. I feel
so glad. I'm so,
great for my soul.
I was so scared for you when I was being Shenik Malkovich, and it was like so tense. But yeah, you're all right. I'm sorry. The arm. If you want, I could have somebody look at that for you.
I'm not really for show.
Right. For show. For show. I'm just saying, we live in a world full of wondrous magic, great, powerful forces are at play, and, maybe we could grow your arm back at some point in the future.
To grow my arm back, you'd have to be like a level 16 cleric or something. I doubt there's any of those around.
Yeah, probably not. All right, well, I'm going to go talk to Hikari. Link up with Stormbringer out here. Okay. See how she liked my sandwich. It's no longer a sex thing. It's just a normal sandwich.
That's weird that it was ever a sex thing.
Well, it's kind of your fault, Sloppy Seconds and all. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Hey, Arbin. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Burbage. Hope everything's
you're not
good with you.
Yeah, everything's great with me.
Great.
Are you still modified?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, me neither. All right. Hey, Stormbringer, let's get out of here. Go out the other door.
Okay.
Find Stormbringer.
Oh, hi, Burbage. Fancy seeing you here. I was just going for a walk around the town.
You have half an eaten sandwich in your hand.
Yeah. And I'm crouching conspicuously right by the door.
How's the sandwich?
It's fine. I've had better, but that's okay.
The metaphor of this is so great.
Great. Yeah, Stormbringer, I know there was a moment back there in that tower when I kind of fell apart. I don't know if you remember, and I was like, Stormbringer, watch me all the time, please.
Yeah.
Probably eventually we can find like a happy medium in terms of what we owe each other and
Yeah, I was thinking I'd watch you while you're awake, and then while you're asleep, I would just stay awake and guard, but not watch you and not be in the same room as you.
yeah, so when I'm awake, so like every move I make and like
every breath you take,
you'll be watching me.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, all right, cool.
Police.
I have to say, all of this, though, is just made better by the fact that this entire protracted setup was delivered by Ziggy with his eyes squeezed shut happily, sleeping. He's like, yeah, it's a pun. Yeah.
So where would Burbage and Stormbringer like to go?
Stormbringer, would you carry me to Hikari?
Sure. Stormbringer will pick Burbage up and start heading to the tavern where she assumes Hikari is with Charity.
Talking to my brother takes so much out of me. Do you have that, like with siblings? It's just exhausting.
Oh no, I do have a sister. Oh fuck, I thought my family was dead. I said that in chat earlier. No, she's alive. I just forgot about her. No, my sister and I are cool. But we didn't grow up together.
Mountain sister?
Yeah, Mountain Splitter, maybe. I think Mountain Splitter. But we didn't grow up together, so it's different. You two could maybe go to see somebody to talk to about these issues. I've heard there are people who will sit down with families and couples and talk to them, and they'll just talk through everything and help mediate it, and it's really helpful, I've heard.
This isn't the first time you've tried pitching the concept of therapy to me.
No, I was going to say, he needs a family exorcist.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I've tried. Oh, every time I think I find a good exorcist, it's never a good fit. Yeah, so we're headed back to
You two are headed back toward the tavern, toward Hikari and Charity, supposedly. Clem.
Yeah, I've been working on my beautiful homunculus.
Yeah, you've just been pouring yourself into it, and
I've got, if you'd like.
You've got what? I'm sorry?
I can tell you the parts that I've put together if you'd like.
I would love to hear about this homunculus.
Okay, so my homunculus servant is not a clockwork one or a construct of that type. It's more fitting to Clem, so it's a construct made of meat parts that she's collected over her many years of collecting meat parts. So, it of course.
I have a feeling this is going to horrify me now that I've asked it.
So its arms that I've sewn together, and its hands are raccoon. So they got little hands.
Got little raccoon
hands.
Yep.
So they can grab things easily. So they've got raccoon hands and arms. Their legs are goat legs, kind of like a satyr.
Wow.
the torso is just a random thing of fur. It's not really like possible to tell what animals they come from. It's just torso shaped for whatever it was that needed to fit the size.
Yeah.
And then just fur patches around that it's nice and soft and fuzzy. And then it has a cat's tail, but like some kind of mountain cat. Because this has to make sense, right? That I got these while I was anyway. And then it has wings that it can't fly, but it has wings. And they're hawk wings that stick out from its back and look really cool and stick out, and we're like, wow, but it can't, like, it tries to flap and
They're
it can't.
actually taxidermied.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of move with his back, and that's about it.
And then its head is actually a small bear's head.
And with that, you've put the cherry on, just like Burbage invented like the post office or whatever it was, Clem has invented Build-A-Bear.
There you go.
Just horrifying.
That's horrifying Build-A-Bear.
My little Build-A-Bear, and I've stuffed it with love and cotton.
For Clem, it's called Build-A-Tony.
This is not one of Tony's kids or something.
Oh.
This so what do you name this good homunculus boy?
Oh my gosh, that's such a question. I think that I want to name him Randolph.
Oh, Randall, or just Randall?
No, Randolph.
Randolph. I love it. Randolph.
His name is Randolph. And this is my homunculus servant, and I stick a crystal worth 100 gold pieces. Which, if you want, I can just take 100 gold pieces out of my thing,
Sure.
and we can pretend that I did
Yeah.
something. And I stick a crystal worth 100 gold pieces down his gullet, stick it in because that's the heart that makes him run with the magic. And then I hold his little raccoon hands, and I just, after I've sewn them all together, and I close my eyes, and I just whisper the name Randolph as I imbue my magic in him.
And this somehow like crossed into Frosty the Snowman territory. Also, this might be the first time I've ever done this.
Sorry.
But, well, for this specific person, I need fabric art of this.
Oh.
I need fabric art of Randolph.
Oh, you're making it real, go away.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
I want to get it.
Andy needs a Randolph.
No. I want to get it.
everyone.
I want to give it to you, Darcy, without letting him know. And I want you to position it around your house like an elf on a shelf.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
Randolph will be the bane of my existence. Excellent. First of all, awesome. Do that, please.
Randolph... I also am, just because I, of course, have this in my bag somewhere from sometime. I'm just gonna stick a little monocle in one of the sockets of it.
He doesn't have one of his eyes, and you stick a monocle in that side, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's horrifying. Yes. So as you're holding little Randolph's hands, they start to kind of twitch. And they're looking directly at you.
It's mommy.
Mommy.
Oh.
Mommy.
Can I have a hug?
What the fuck?
Don't touch me.
Randolph.
And y'all thought Burbage and Avery were the most disturbing part of this episode.
Yeah, no, this is terrifying.
It's okay, Randolph. I'll grow on you. It's fine. We'll get there.
But Charity's reaction to that scene would have just been to flee, whereas this one might be Fireball. Oh God, purge it.
Randall starts kind of dancing around you.
It's awful.
Yeah, Randolph, you're getting the hang of existence.
And Clem, you
Strap it on.
you hear a weird voice in your head then say, "Open me, please. Open me."
Randolph?
Elf.
That wasn't
Okay.
you.
That character you're doing, Andy, is not allowed to happen outside these D&D walls, people.
It's okay if Randolph becomes a real thing and you put him in my bed late at night when I'm about to curl up and fall asleep.
No.
But no, I can't do this character. Okay, gotcha. Just laying out the rules. Gotcha.
Do I have any idea where? I mean, Rachel knows. Does Clem have any idea where this voice is coming from?
For some reason, your eyes dart at that sort of large metal box that you've obtained from the tower.
And I'm going to just look at it and I'm going to say, yeah, I will. But let's wait till I'm not alone.
Perfect time. Now.
What did I just say?
Open now.
Fox, I don't like to be bossed around.
I'm not gonna.
Randolph, mommy's going to teach you about boundaries now.
Oh God.
And I'm just gonna like put something like on top of the box to cover it and pretend like that's gonna make it stop whispering in my head.
For some reason, it did. Yeah, it's stopped at the moment. You've covered it up.
All right,
completely.
Randolph, let's start working on some moves. I'm gonna teach Randolph some cool evasive moves and attack moves. I'm gonna try to teach him words. I doubt they'll stick, but I'm gonna try.
Don't touch me.
I won't. Not until you say it's okay. I'll
He
wear it
crawls.
down, though.
He starts to crawl up you.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. You want to hang out, like in my pack and stuff? Yeah, we're gonna be good friends, Randall.
I don't think Randall's going to be the most popular with the gang, but, you know.
Randolph is amazing.
I like that over the course of like this episode, then basically, Clem has just had the like moment of recognition of the self in other that like Charity had with Clue. Like, look,
Aww.
Your wings are gone. They've taken parts of you. You're horribly scarred. Look, you're made of meat. Precious child. Precious child.
meat child.
Burbage and Stormbringer. Stormbringer, you're carrying Burbage now through the entrance to the tavern, which screams immediately in uproar. You notice that about 12 people are dashing around the place, carrying Hikari on their shoulders. And Hikari has 2 bottles in her hands, just like every once in a while, double fisting them, drinking. Hikari, you are so wasted. You've never been this drunk.
Really?
With these people around and lived. You did drunk yourself to death one time. But this time, yeah, this is pretty intense, even for you. And they're spinning, running around the room, singing, "Hikari is our queen, Hikari is our queen, she loves everything, yeah, Hikari is our queen." And just, they're going nuts for Hikari for some reason. And Burbage in Stormbringer's arms. What are the 2 of you doing?
Stormbringer, would you call that a context clue?
What does that mean? Like a clue about what? Is this about Charity's horse?
No. Just when you're looking at Hikari right now, does she look like she's okay?
She looks the same as she always does, but you know, sometimes people drink to hide the pain and just pretend to be okay. I know that from experience of you doing it a lot. So it's a little hard to tell.
Right. That's a good point. I drink to hide the pain. And Hikari does that too. And we just walked into a tavern and I could drink to hide my pain. Thanks, Stormbringer. Hey, 5 ales, please.
So glad I could help.
All on us. Burbage,
Hey.
you're the best. We love you, mate. All
Hey,
on
where's
us. We get it.
Charity?
Stormbringer, we love you're great too.
Where's Charity?
Are you shouting at Hikari?
Just kind of generally at people, trying to get somebody's attention.
A small fairy kind of flies up into your face. Charity was, I believe, in that room. I don't think he came out
Okay.
yet. We would have seen him, believe me, if he came
This
out.
isn't really his scene, yeah.
Right, he's probably just taking a nap. Do you want a drink?
No, I'm just gonna go sit in the corner and watch Hikari and Burbage without blinking.
Weird.
For a while.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want help? I'm really good at watching Hikari.
Sure, we can take turns blinking. That would help so much because it really hurts if you don't blink for a while. It feels really bad. Your eyes start feeling like sandpaper is in them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Let's take turns.
We'll take turns blinking. Sure, I'm with you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
It's so kind.
My name's Fern.
Mine's Stormbringer.
Stormbringer. I know your name. That's wild.
I don't know you.
You don't? You don't know me at all? I just know all about you because
Why?
you're just kind of famous. Everyone knows about you, Stormbringer. You're the strongest of the family. That's what they say.
I am. Why are all of you here?
Is it true that you carry a rock with you that is
stone?
Yeah, a small stone that you actually arm wrestled a dude and broke a stone, and then you carry it around with you. Is that true?
That doesn't ring a bell. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
you carry
true.
a stone around with you from Taurus. The Minotaur that you.
Yeah, it's from a Minotaur. What are you doing here?
Oh, I came in with some of my family. We were looking for work, and Missy sort of recommended us for tavern work, and we kind of, I don't know, we kind of run the place. Wolf's in the back somewhere getting, food ready, but we're sort of managing then out here, and I guess we kind of let it get out of control.
Why did you come to Clifmil in the first place, though?
For the Ice Spire. Yeah, it just, you know what? I feel like the Ice Spire heals me. Just being around it, I feel like it's giving me a lot of healing energy lately. And I just need that in my life. My life is too cluttered.
Okay, how do you feel about taking up arms to protect the world and the Ice Spire?
I got nothing against it.
Okay, cool. So you'd be down to be an army?
Stonebearer, we're down to clown. What if you need small fairies to get nasty? We're there. We'll get busy.
Cool. Do most of the new people in town share that sentiment that you all are good for a fight?
Of course, yeah. People of this town, we're never gonna lose it to someone like Shenik again. All right. I wasn't even here when that happened.
You didn't live here, yeah.
I wasn't even here when that happened, but I hear that history and I initialize it because I'm group identifying with these people.
Oh, okay. That seems legit. Cool. It's my turn to blink.
Okay.
Blink.
Okay. That's so great. What is Clem like? We don't know much about Clem.
Yeah, she's
Are they here too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you know Clem's name?
We just hear the stories.
From who?
From the merchants that are coming in, from travelers. Aideen tells us a little bit about what you all are doing.
I'm gonna do an insight check.
Okay. Oh, it's my turn to blink. Okay.
Hey, Nat 20. Is this person being fucking
total
sus,
of-
or is Andy just always suspicious?
A total of 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Right when he
Also
started
natural.
blinking.
A total of a natural 20.
A total of a natural 20.
Yes. So I have
It is a skill
0.
check, so we do have to keep track. But yes. So okay. Oof. Whisper time.
Whisper time. Well, while he's whispering, do we remember what we decided happened to the deck of many things? It ended up in a bush in Unigheim, right?
It's just like
Yeah,
left somewhere off to the side. In,
All right. And what is the situation with my ring of spell storing? Does that refresh like on my rest or something?
When you use the spells, the spells are done.
And I have and somebody needs to put spells back in.
Yep. So basically, it holds 5 spell levels worth of spells. When you expend any of those spells, they're expended and they're gone from the ring, but that much volume opens up in the ring then.
Okay.
So I can't remember which ones you've used and which ones you haven't, but Charity can recast anything that you need. That he cast.
I think I cast Spiritual Weapon. I think there were only 2 slots in that, weren't there?
The Spiritual Weapon, I think, might have been cast at level 4. I don't remember. I think you had like 2 bigger spells to occupy those 5 slots.
Yeah, I think I used both Fairy Fire and Spiritual Weapon. Fairy Fire at 1 and Spiritual Weapon at 4.
Okay, so yeah, your ring is completely empty.
But does it have like? Can I put any combination of like up to 5 basically into
So you
it?
could put in 5 level 1s, 1 level 5, or any permutation in between that 2's total doesn't exceed 5.
All right, cool. Good.
And the only thing to remember is that it counts the spell level of whatever the spell was cast as. So like I upcast Spiritual Weapon to 4.
Yes. Awesome. All right, thank you.
There you go.
I am not the right person to fucking deal with any of this. I'm so bad at. Okay. Stormbringer and Lena, especially Stormbringer, but.
Yeah. So, why are you so into us?
Oh, I mean, I love you guys. You're the best. You're the saviors of this town. This is the family's town. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. How big is this fairy?
A small creature, only about 1.5 feet tall.
So, like, I could grab her head, covering her mouth, and shove her in my pocket.
Give me a grapple check, yeah.
What is that?
Athletics. Contested against the fairies' athletics.
Okay, I'm also pissed off that she's fucking, like, sketchy as shit, and I don't like feeling like people are being sus and threatening me, so I'm gonna rage and then do it.
Okay.
So that's with advantage then. 27?
She rolled -1.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
She actively dives into your hand.
I'm not trying to kill her. I'm holding her face until she's
Not at all.
unconscious. And then I'm going to go find Charity, so Charity better be in that room.
To you, she's barely struggling. Yeah. You just immediately put her in your pocket. And you see her kind of moving around in there, but you got a good tight idea on there. Charity, about this point, you've now arrived back in town. Where would you and Aideen like to go, as you are both ethereal at the moment?
Probably because Charity is hoping against hope that Stormbringer has not found that he is gone yet.
Yeah.
Ethereally pop back into the room that they were in.
Okay.
And then de-etherealize he and Aideen and then walk out.
God, I love when Fates of Rin becomes like a farcical sitcom.
It's great.
As we're
Storm-
as we're swooping in and landing, Charity's gonna go, as a note, for the first little bit, if we see Stormbringer, I did not fly far outside of the city to rescue you. I was never gone. I was watching Hikari / I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along, because I don't want Stormbringer to go back to watching all of us all of the time. It was creepy.
Okay, could both of you give me a D20 roll? Both Stormbringer and Charity.
Oh, okay. Ten.
6.
So just as you get done saying that, Charity, don't tell Stormbringer, the door opens behind you. And you've just popped into existence with you, Aideen, and Clue all in the same room. You just stall are sort of wide-eyed. Stormbringer, it appears they're there.
Hey, Aideen, looking good. Nice to see you. I thought you were out of town. I don't really care. I need to talk to Charity. Charity, I have something in my pocket that I want to show you. Can we talk somewhere privately while also watching Burbage and Hikari? Or maybe make them come with us? It needs to be very private, but I also need to watch them.
Charity's just hearing the blast of like, Hikari is our queen, and I'm assuming just the like cackling laughter of Hikari drunk out of her mind. I assume at this point I'm hearing Burbage singing some variant of a song about Burbage now. She's like, I don't think we're gonna be able to get them to leave.
At this, something weird sort of happens to each and every one of you.
Oh,
All
God.
of you, even though you're separate, hear a voice in your head. Family. I need you. And then you hear kind of a slight rumble in the distance. And then ting 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 ting, bells are going off on the borders of the city. You hear shouts even outside, above the din of the tavern even. Someone comes rushing in. Dragon? East side of the city? Dragon. Just saying.
Oh,
Need some help?
is it a big ice dragon?
Oh no, he's a big white thing. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, Aideen, you'd been asking about friends we'd made. Might have also excluded one other one. He was a little judgmental, though.
And as you each sort of try to either ignore the message in your head or rush to where the bells are on the side of town to meet the dragon, we're going to go ahead and stop there.
Oh boy.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us. Lots of roleplay tonight, and I think it's going to continue next time as well. I'm here for it. I hope you are too. So yeah, check us out in a couple weeks on Friday. We're going to have Fates Written again. Coming up this next week, what's going on here? Because I didn't look. So we should have Spire on Thursday, Tier on Tuesday.
Nope, Tears on Friday.
Tears on Friday this week. Okay.
And I think we might have Monster of the Week on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I believe.
That's just it's a maybe for now.
It's a maybe for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on. If you want more up-to-date information, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We're just at Helpful Goat, or join our Discord by typing !Discord in the chat. Whoa, we love you all. Thank you so much. Hang in there, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Say bye, Ziggy. Say bye.
Bye, Ziggy.
Lonely she walks down beside the green river. My lady she was, and I bend my knee. One divine, my seraph, my heart to deliver. She gives me a small flower that I call Doom Lily. I laugh so completely, so true and so sweetly. But know that our story is so short it must be. Every time that you show me that blue and white flower, reminds me of me, lady, who descended for thee. When she leaves me sighing, leaves me into darkness, I call to my love, please return back to me. For she gave me a child and departed as I smiled, but me only, me lonely, is a silver cross to see. Good no year she leaves me, where I remain sweetly. Now the voice of